What is up, everybody? How we all doing? I didn't want to be doing these. We did a lot of them last year. The old post-game therapy session. First things first. Dire Giants fan, you the man. I can't bring it up on a thing that disappeared in the chat, but really, brother, I really appreciate it. I don't remember what you said. It just said something about move on. Pretty much, sulking's not going to make it better. You're right. It's not. But obviously, it's always good to talk about what happened with this stuff. Obviously, I do a post-game video, but I don't get to discuss it. Like I said, I read the comments, and I was kind of blown away by how many comments there were, and how many people subscribe to the channel, how many Bronco fans actually appreciate it. So that was awesome. But I obviously can't, I can't respond to everyone. And like I said, I don't even hit the hearts anymore, but I do read them. I read as many as I can. So who do you got in here, man? Diego Gonzalez, my man, Orphanage DeGrom, Janice, Alabama Janice in the house. What's going on, lady? Sebastian Guerrier, diehard Giants fan. Chris, Tyler, Lake Nona, Jonathan Studios, Damian Jackson, Jared Williams, Last Jedi. Congratulations on your Saints whooping that ass. Lord Commander Manny, how can I be the man when you the man? Greg Harris, Dominic Pope, Nick Santello, Zuhaib, what's up? Dean Robinson, Brandon Kiernan, Juan Gotti, Sports Zanny, Micah, what's going on? Patrick Graham, Damian, my man. Thank you so much for the super chat, brother. Appreciate you. Really, 8 needs to go. Same problems, 3 years. Not sorry. We're going to talk about him a lot in this particular stream. We're also going to talk about Joe Judge and the defense, kind of what we got to do better, which is everything, and how we avoid this. And I will discuss the video I made today because I know that upsets some Giants fans. But, I don't give a shit. You guys know me. I don't care. That's my opinion. I mean, I love when people tell me, "Oh, you're not a Giants fan." I had one guy tell me, "Oh, I'm a Giants fan. I'm a Giants fan. Why don't you go wear green?" I knew that somebody was going to say that. And you know why? Because they don't actually listen to the video. Like I can't tell you how many people on that video said it's one game. He has the it fact. Did not listen to a damn word I said in that video because I start off with, I'm not even saying he's good or great. I'm just saying he has the it factor, and I'll discuss that more in detail here. But I just find that amusing. I understand it's the rules of engagement on the internet. We deal with a lot of just not intelligent people. It's tough for me to deal with being an intelligent guy. I consider myself an intelligent man. I know how to use the language. I know how to spell. I know how to use grammar, and I can comprehend what people say and get the gist. I know on the internet, a lot of times you have to deal with people that don't. It's part of it. That's why I just really don't respond anymore. But and I always like when people say, "Don't let the haters get you." No, they don't get to me. But I do have the right to defend myself, and I am a guy that will defend myself. I make an example out of one or two people, but I really don't entertain a lot of the garbage. But I just find that funny, and I knew it. I even said it in the video. Oh, I know people are going to say, "Oh, why don't you be an Eagle fan?" I knew that was coming. People are so predictable. It is what it is. Diehard Giants fan, thank you so much, brother. You didn't have to super chat again. I know that's what you said. I just didn't. I didn't remember it. But I really appreciate you, the man. Really, thank you so much, brother. He says, we all got events, so here's mine. Yes, 11 losses and 12 openers. It sucks, and I hate losing just like everyone else, but damn sulking about a previous game won't change anything. We were ill-prepared week 2 on deck. And the good thing about this, Dire Giants fan and everybody else, it's a quick turnaround. We don't have to. We don't have to deal with this for a long time, right? I mean, we get to go right into Washington. We'll discuss that game and everything else. Like I said, we'll discuss the video. Maybe we'll discuss Daniel Jones. We'll discuss a lot of things in here. We'll talk Giants. That's what I want to do tonight. Zuhaib, thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Really, my man. Thank you so much. He says, what up, Diggity Dizzle? Probably not a fair question. Anyways, you trust the players to execute on the field or the coaches for what they do on Thursday Night Football? It's a great question because I guess it depends on your perspective. A lot of people want to blame Garrett for the offensive struggles, and maybe he is a part of it. I can't see. See, this is the thing, right? This is the thing, guys. People want to blame Garrett, and I get that. But I don't see the whole field, man. I don't go back and look at the film. I've said a million times, I'm not a guy that's breaking down film. I'm not trying to break down film. I'm a fan. I'm not trying to be on ESPN, right? I'm trying to be on YouTube. That's what I am. Everyone's like, the play calling's bad. He does this and he does that, but I don't know what he does because I don't see the whole field. So maybe there are guys open. Maybe there's not. Maybe they are all 3-yard outs. I don't know. I can't see the whole field. I can only see where Daniel Jones is throwing it unless they point it out on TV. Maybe it is Garrett. I think it's a combination of everything. I really do. But we're going to discuss Garrett and Shermer. We're going to discuss all that tonight. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're here for. That's why it's a therapy session. I'll give you my opinion. I'm going to listen to yours. That's what we do. Benjamin, you're the man. I appreciate you, brother. Really, thank you so much. 2 things on my mind. I thoroughly enjoyed watching the 16-year-old Bum Sports Purpose take a fat L. Also really enjoyed watching Stafford debut in LA, leading us to the W. You're welcome for the Browns loss. No, thank you. I think you mean for the Bears loss. And yes, I appreciate you kicking the hell out of the Bears. Obviously, the Giants need the Bears to suck. It'd be great. Wow. But as Fook Watson, thank you, brother. Appreciate you, my man. Really. Much respect, Mad Dog. And Jalen Hurts, from an Oklahoma alumni and an Eagles fan, much respect. Hey, I may hate the Eagles, buddy, but Boomer Sooner, baby. I'm a big Sooner fan, in case you didn't know. Madaz, I am a Sooner fan. I am a big Sooner fan. Yes, I live in New York. People say, how are you a Sooner fan when you're in New York? Adrian Peterson, man. I've never been I always watch college football, my dudes. I always watched it. I hate Syracuse. That goes back to my Big East basketball days. I was a Georgetown fan. I hated Boeheim. I hated Syracuse. Couldn't root for Syracuse. Really no other big college in New York. I don't live in the city, so Rutgers really wasn't a big thing for me. And I just really never caught on to something. But the first time I saw Adrian Peterson play, I wanted to watch the kid play every day, or every week rather. And I just started watching him every week. And then I was rooting for him, and I just started rooting for Oklahoma. So I've been a Sooner fan since 2005. I haven't seen them win a championship. I've obviously seen them get there, and I've seen them come close, but I've never seen them win. But I am a Sooner fan. And like I said, man, well, I'm going to talk about that Jalen Hurts video. We got a lot to cover tonight. So I appreciate you guys and girls being here. I really do. Zuhaib, thank you, brother. Appreciate you, my man. Really, if we have a relative bad season, are we really going to blow up are we going to be in blow up mode? I feel like they'll hire within, as they always do, at that point, like always. If we hire within, they're not going to blow it up. And if we hire outside, then there is a possibility that does happen. So we'll see. I don't want to blow it up. I want these guys to get it together big time. And hopefully we do. Again, it's one game, and I'm not going to, like I said, I talked about it earlier, one game. People are like, oh, it's only one game. It's one game this year, but this has been a pattern. This has been a pattern with the Giants for years, not just one game. So this is why people are upset about the way we performed. I was upset at the entire thing because I thought we'd be a lot better, and we were not. Yuri, thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Brilly. Woosa, like Entertainer says, we're on to Washington. This is a wake-up call. We're on to Washington, but I'm not Belichick. We're not on to Washington yet. And this is the thing. We're not on to Washington yet because we have to figure out what the hell went wrong. You can't just sweep this one under the carpet. They got their ass beat. And we can't just act like it didn't happen. And we got to try to figure this the hell out. Dire Giants fan, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Brilly. Whee! Yeah. I wish I could do a victory spin. That would have been awesome. I appreciate you, my man. Thank you so much, brother. Christopher Spires, thank you, my man. Really, brother. Appreciate it. We have to take more shots downfield. Only took one shot more than 20 yards yesterday. Fire Garrett, please. Now, like I just mentioned, is that on Garrett? Are there no players running 20-yard patterns? Or is Daniel Jones just not locating them? Are they not open? I can't see the whole field. So I can't criticize Garrett for not having deep patterns because I really don't know. I don't know what the whole thing is. I'd have to go back and watch film, and I don't do that. I'm not that guy, man. I'm not going to go back and look at, I'm not going to break down film. I don't even pretend to try. If anybody on YouTube could actually break down film and really know what they were talking about, they would not be on YouTube. I like to pretend too. I like to be a pretend GM. I like to make predictions and stuff. But man, I don't know what that. I'm a fan. I'm not an analyst. These are just that's why I always like when people get mad at me for my opinion. I guess my opinion holds weight. I always, but I really don't know. I think the whole thing is a problem. The whole package doesn't work. But like I said, we will get into what I think the deal is with the offensive coordinators. We'll get into that for sure. Orphanage Grom, thank you, brother. Really, really appreciate you. Not a New York Giants fan, but the Broncos are 10 times better than Atlanta. Yes, we'll discuss the video that I made today. We'll discuss it. We will discuss it. I'll just discuss it now. I'm not basing Jalen Hurts having the it factor off of one game against Atlanta. I base it off of what he did last year. Yes, I know. Listen, I know he turns the ball over. Eli Manning turned the ball over a lot too. Remember that, guys? I mentioned it right in the video. Eli Manning turned it over a lot, but Eli Manning had the it factor. You can see when a guy has a lot of confidence in himself and does not play scared. Jalen Hurts doesn't play scared. Daniel Jones plays scared when I watch him. Big difference, guys. That's really the basis of it. I'm not saying Jalen Hurts is great. I'm not even saying he's good. And I mentioned that video, he played against one of the worst teams in football. But if you sit there and actually watch him, and he had this in college, and I don't think he's a good passer. I say in the video, I think Daniel Jones has a better skill set. But Daniel Jones plays scared. No confidence in what the hell he's doing. Jalen Hurts, Jalen Hurts is like, I don't care if I make a mistake. I'm going to play my game. Daniel Jones is like, I can't make a mistake. And inevitably, when you play like I can't make a mistake, you do. I'm going to play to not get hurt. You're going to get hurt. He just needs to play football, damn it. That's it. Damian, thank you, brother. I appreciate you, my man. Brilly, brother. He says his whole team had the same problems backing from when Eli was on the team. Exactly. I hate getting hype every year just to be disappointed. I feel you, man. I feel you. And again, we'll see. We'll see what this is. I mean, I'm not throwing in the towel, but we will see, man. Benjamin, my man, thank you so much for the super sticker. Whee! Appreciate you, my man. Like I said, I want to do a victory spin. Johnny Laterno, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you, guys. You guys are already incredibly generous, man. I'm overwhelmed. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. He says, Stella, bad dog, you're the man. How can I be the man when you're the man? He says, one of the few honest Giants YouTube creators, but Hurts looks to have the it factor. I take it with a grain of salt because he could stink, but I don't think DJ would have beaten the Saints. But see, this is the thing. Johnny. Like I said, man, I'm not saying Hurts is good, but the it factor is he has the confidence in himself. That's the it factor. He has confidence that I can take my team down the length of the field and score. And I don't care if I make a mistake. I don't play scared. That's what I see. He don't play scared. Daniel Jones plays scared. People can talk about his turnovers. Oh, he's a turnover machine. So is Eli. But like I said in the video today, Eli could have 3 interceptions and be playing absolutely god-awful all game. But if we were down by a touchdown, damn it, you believed Eli was going to go down the field and score no matter how bad he was before. When the chips are down and the lights were shining the brightest, you could count on number 10 to get it done more often than not. That's what I'm talking about with the it factor. I'm not talking about, hey, Jalen Hurts has the it factor. Jalen Hurts is Russell Wilson. No. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people didn't watch the whole video, man. Jalen Hurts has to play like that the entire season. I said Jalen Hurts can't be like that against Atlanta, then really suck against the Broncos and the Chiefs, and then have a good game and then have 3 bad games. I'm going to say he's good. No, but the it factor is a different story. Do you know who else had the it factor and was not a success in the NFL? Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow had the it factor. You can have the it factor and not be successful, but if you don't have the it factor, you will never be great. Not in my opinion. Not in my opinion. Roldy, my man, thank you so much. Appreciate you, brother. Really says bad dog people choose what they want to hear. That's the problem. I rewatched the game and the blame goes to the whole team, but seeing Jones staring down one target, not going through his progressions is a problem. And that's what I talk about, Roldy. Is that on Jason Garrett or is that on Daniel Jones? I don't know what the other targets are. This is why people can blame Joe. Like I said, I will get into the difference, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit here today. Rolly, thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Brilly. He says, by the way, great video earlier. Did you read my comment in your video? I did, Rolly. I don't remember because, again, there was like 450 comments in there, which I really appreciate everybody commenting. The best way to help out the channel, if you guys want to help out my channel, is hitting the thumbs up and commenting. It helps the algorithm on YouTube. It gets your video recommended when you do that. That's why I always ask, hit the thumbs up and share the videos and comment, because that helps the video get seen. But I'm sure that it was, I don't remember exactly what it was, Rolly, but I did read pretty much almost every comment. Now, I did get busy at work. I actually scheduled that I came home with lunch. I scheduled that for 2:00. And then I got really busy when I got there. So I might have missed it. I'm pretty sure I read it, but I just don't remember exactly what it said. Where are we? Benjamin. Thank you, Benjamin, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, man. Cheers, my good man. Much appreciated. Thank you so much, brother. He says, what kind of 6-year-old would rather choose to stream tennis than hang with the best chat on YouTube? This is the best chat on YouTube, guys. You guys and girls are phenomenal, man. Y'all should beat the no-namers until they beat y'all. I have to pick you guys. Same thing between us and the fraudinals. We own the rest. I'll tell you what, Kyler Murray is no joke. I love Kyler Murray. And that, of course, has to deal with the Sooners, but I do. But we'll see. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm going to talk about that game tonight for sure, because there's no talk of Giants until after the game on Friday. So we'll talk about that Washington game tonight. Christopher, man, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you. Really, to me, the Giants were playing yesterday not to lose. An example of that was the fumble on the next offensive drive. They played scared, like I said in the live stream. That's what I'm talking about. That's what where did my chat go? That's what I mean by Daniel Jones playing scared. You can't play not to lose. Daniel Jones, to me, just doesn't have a killer instinct. I guess that's what I mean by the it factor. The killer instinct just isn't there for him. It's just not there. I saw it once. Again, we'll get into that. I will talk about more about this stuff. Trust me. Dire Giants fan, thank you for the super sticker, brother. Brilly. He's hit that thumbs up, man. Yeah, it's always a good idea. That's free. And it's easy to do, and it does help out the stream. It helps out the channel. Like I said, always hit that thumbs up and comment. I appreciate the living hell out of you guys and girls. You are amazing. Zuhaib, appreciate you, brother. Brilly, my good man. He played scared, but his first game against Tampa, he had it. I like him. I don't. They give me hot garbage anxiety. You're right. I feel you, brother. I feel the same exact way. Thursday Night Football is a must win. This is probably one of the worst decades in the New York Giants history. It probably is, since the 70s. Now, I was born in the 70s, so I don't remember, but the 70s, they were horrible. They were god-awful in the 70s, man. They were a terrible organization until George Young took over at GM, drafted Phil Simms and Lawrence Taylor. Then things started to turn around. They got Parcells as head coach, Belichick as defense coordinator. Things started to change, but you're right. They give me hot garbage anxiety too. There's no doubt. And Thursday it really is a must win. It really is. It sucks to say that in week 2. But it is. Orphanage DeGrom, man. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Really. Bad Dog is wrong about Hurts. He'll admit it. If LB is wrong about DJ, he'll say they got lucky. That's the difference between New York Giants and Eagles fans. Thanks. You don't need to thank me. And listen, Orphanage DeGrom, not all Giants fans are as honest as me. I can tell you that right now. There is a ton of Giants fans that will not admit that they're wrong. I'll tell you this, and I'll be honest. There may be one or two Giants contactors that have the guts to make the video I did today. With all the shit that I talk about the Eagles, and then to come out and have to give them credit, and there's very few Giants fans that actually turn around and would have the balls to do that. There is. People have a hard time admitting it must be an ego thing or something. I don't know. But a lot of people have a hard time admitting they're wrong. I don't. I jokingly say all the time, man, I've been with my wife 21 years. I am wrong all the time. Ask her. I'm used to it, man. But I always say, I don't think your opinion can be wrong. Now, when I say Daniel Jones is going to be better than Dak Prescott, yeah, I missed that one. Now, I had somebody comment on that video today. I made that video 2 years ago. So some girl comes on there and goes, "Oh, this is a terrible take." Oh, way to show up 2 years later. That's brilliant. Let me show up on a video 2 years after it's made and tell you this is bad. What the hell is the matter with people? Dire Giants fan, you're the man. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Really, really, my good man. He says, I wholeheartedly agree. Is the outside of pisses me off so much? No, it's a whole package. I wanted a tank in 2019 for Herbert. Wouldn't be such a bad idea, huh? DJ is not the guy, and you're not alone. That's why when the guy made me laugh when he said, "You're not a Giants fan." I'm a Giants fan, man. Why don't you wear green? I wanted to say, oh, he's like, I ride with Jones till he's not on the team. That's fine. We're all riding with Jones till he's not on the team. But if you're telling me that I'm not a Giants fan because I don't believe in Daniel Jones, then you need to tell 90% of the fan base, because very few people believe in Daniel Jones, and that's a fact. And there's good reason to feel the way they do. He hasn't proven anything yet. Leroy, man, thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Really, really. Daniel Jones wasn't bad. He made some great throws. Judge, Garrett Slayton, Saquon, and Adoree were horrific. He made some great throws. He did. Let's talk about Daniel Jones for a minute. Let me get roll these, and then I'm going to discuss. I'm going to discuss this whole thing about he made some good throws. Okay. Roldy, thank you, brother. I really appreciate you guys. Really, really, man. Thank you so much. One of my points in the video was Herbert didn't have a good. Oh, I do remember it now. I do remember it. I say he didn't have a good game against Washington. When the game was on the line, he made big throws down the stretch to help his team win. And you most real. Thank you, man. I appreciate you, Roldy. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I do remember you saying that now. I do remember you saying that. So let's talk about Daniel Jones. The comment was just he made some good throws. Every quarterback makes some good throws. If you're an NFL quarterback, every throw you make isn't going to be bad. The problem is, it can't be he didn't play bad. He made some good throws. But outside of the turnover, we can't. You have to be consistent, man. You can't just have a couple of good throws or a good game every 6 games and be considered a good quarterback. Everyone's like, oh, he had the it factor. He had the it factor when he threw 5. People are saying he threw 5 touchdowns 3 times. No, he didn't. Let's just look at this, guys. He had 3 good games as rookies. 4. The game against Tampa when nobody had film on him. And I'm not taking anything away from Daniel Jones. He was amazing in that game. He played on instinct. This is why I know that this kid can. I know he can do it. His skill set's there. Tampa, great game. We win the game. Did turn it over a couple times, but we win the game. Threw 4 touchdowns against the Jets. I was at that game. We got our ass kicked. We lost. He had a good game. We lost. Detroit, he threw 4 touchdowns. We lost. Washington, he threw 5 touchdowns. This is the game I thought Daniel Jones really found it. And I said, man, this kid's going to be really good. They fooled me. 5 touchdowns, no picks to win the game. And overtime cost us Chase Young. 4 good games, guys. 4 good ones. 4 really good ones. Couple great ones. Great one against Washington. Played 12 games, guys. He played 12 games his rookie season. He had 4 good ones and 8 bad ones or 8 below average ones. Look at the stats, guys. He threw 13 touchdowns in against the Jets, who are terrible, Detroit, who is terrible, and Washington, who was terrible. 13 touchdowns, no picks in 3 games. The other 9 games, 11 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Not to mention, remember how many times he turned it over in Pat Shurmur's offense and everybody was calling for his head, calling him Danny Fumbles. He turns it over too many times. He had God knows how many turnovers, 19 turnovers in 12 games. And he led the league in turnover-worthy plays. So, yes, he threw a lot of touchdowns, but he also turned the ball over a ton. Is that the type of guy that you want? Is that a franchise quarterback? I know Eli turned it over a lot. Yes, he did. But Eli also drove us the length of the field a lot of times to win games, man. Has Daniel Jones done that for us yet? As I said in the video today, man, if we're down 21-17 and we got 75 yards to go with no timeouts, you trust Daniel Jones to drive us down the length of the field to win that game. He's had some good games. But having a good game now and again doesn't make you a great quarterback. Every quarterback in the NFL. Tim Tebow had a great game. Remember the game against Pittsburgh in the playoffs? How good was Tim Tebow in that game? Was Tim Tebow a good quarterback in the NFL? Every quarterback can have their moment. You don't get to the NFL if you don't have some kind of skill. That doesn't mean you're going to be a great quarterback. And if you have the it factor, that also doesn't mean you're going to be a good quarterback. Like I said, Tim Tebow had the it factor. He was not good in the NFL. Jalen Hurts has that factor to me. That's just my opinion, but that doesn't mean that Jalen Hurts is going to be any good. He might suck. I don't think he's good. But I do think that he has that intangible where he says, I don't care if I turn it over. I believe in my ability, and I'm going to make my teammates believe in my ability, and we're going to be better for it. Do you have that confidence in Daniel Jones? It's a simple question. Vincent, man, thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Brilly. Thoughts on the play calling seems so vanilla. Again, I can't see the entire field. I don't know what plays are called. I don't know if somebody's open down the field. I don't know if he's missing open receivers. He made some great throws in that game. The throw to I think it was Slayton for a first down was perfect. The throw to Slayton down the sideline was perfect. It's in there. But he's got to be more consistent, man. I don't know what else to say. A franchise quarterback needs to be consistent. And like I've said, man, it's not for lack of effort. I don't dislike Daniel Jones as a person. I think he works very hard. It's not his fault that he had to follow Eli Manning. A lot of pressure following Eli Manning. It's not his fault he was drafted 6th overall. That brings a lot of pressure. You play in the biggest market in the world. You follow a Hall of Fame quarterback that is the greatest quarterback in the history of this franchise, won 2 Super Bowl MVPs for us. You're drafted 6th overall. You have ties to Eli Manning. You come in here with a ton of pressure. Every fan, well, not every fan, 95% of the fan base hated the pick, booed. My reaction went viral. Chris's reaction went viral. A lot of people's reactions went viral. Not happy. He came in a tough situation. The team sucks. He had to learn a whole new system. There's a lot you could say. This is his 3rd season, man. He's played 27 games. How long do we have to wait? And why? Why does everybody say, oh, his offensive line's so good? He has this, he has that. Why does everything have to be perfect around him? If Daniel Jones is really good, not everything will need to be perfect because nobody has a perfect team. Deshaun Watson had a terrible offensive line last year, and they lost DeAndre Hopkins. Houston was a god-awful team. Deshaun Watson put up the best numbers of his career. Russell Wilson's ever had a great offensive line. That man good. Aaron Rodgers has definitely gotten hit in his day. That boy good. He good. Tom Brady did not have the greatest receivers of all time in New England. Tom Brady's pretty good. Yeah, he had Gronk. Wes Welker. Wes Welker never had a 1,000-yard season except for in New England. Didn't have one with Peyton Manning in Denver. Didn't have one in Miami before he got to Tom Brady. Offensive line will certainly help your quarterback, guys. But if you're saying that everything around Daniel Jones needs to be perfect, and he needs this, and he needs that, and he needs this, and he needs that, he needs Barkley 100%, he needs Golladay, he needs this, he needs a perfect offensive line, then you don't believe in him. You don't believe in him. You're believing in the pieces around him to make him better, but you don't actually believe in him if he can't elevate his game and make the players around him better. I'm sorry. A quarterback is supposed to make the people around him better. Does Daniel Jones do that? That's a simple question. Does he make the players around him better? Russell Wilson make the players around him better. Tom Brady makes the players around him better. Peyton Manning made the players around him better. Eli made the players around him better. Does Jones do it? Simple question. I hope he proves me wrong, man. Every week I watch Daniel Jones, I keep sitting there thinking to myself, I hope this is the game, man. I hope this is the game. I hope this is the game he figures it out. He scored 7 points. Denver's defense is really tough. It is. But there was opportunities there. There's been opportunities for him a lot. We don't score any points. Why is this always the offensive line ain't good? I get it. But why is this the offensive line? Why is it Saquon Barkley? Why is it Kenny Golladay? Why is it everybody but Daniel Jones? I don't understand. Like I said, in Pat Shurmur's offense, yeah, threw a lot of touchdowns. He also turned it over a lot. A lot. And everybody criticized him for that. They filleted him for that. He was a rookie. And you forgive him and say, okay, he's a rookie. He'll get better. But he hasn't gotten better. That's the thing I want to. Has he gotten better since his rookie season, guys? Has he gotten better? What has he done better? Oh, he don't turn the ball over as much. You're right, because he don't take any chances like he did in Pat Shurmur's system. And you can say that that's Jason Garrett's fault. I'm going to say this, guys. If Bill Belichick called the play and Tom Brady went to the huddle and saw a defense he didn't like, did Tom Brady go, I have to run the play that the coach said? If Peyton Manning didn't like the play Tony Dungy called and went out there and looked at the defense and said, I don't like the play, did he go through with it? No. They would audible. They would change the play. Why can't, if you guys don't like the way Jason Garrett calls the game, why can't Daniel Jones audible at the line? Why can't Daniel Jones make a different decision? Why has he got to just follow what Jason Garrett does? You think that that's what they do? You think the coaching staff says, hey, you can't change the play, Daniel. You have to run it exactly the way we drew it up. Do you think that that's what they do? Because I don't know. I'm not in that huddle. I don't know how that goes. But I'm pretty sure the quarterback has the ability to go in there and change the play if he doesn't like the defense, or he reads the defense and goes, this play ain't going to work against this defense. We got to change this. I'm just saying, man, he's got the opportunity to change things around. I'm pretty sure they give him the opportunity to audible. Benjamin, man, thank you, brother. Appreciate you, really, really. The Giants fans that want Rodgers, Watson, Wilson, etc. need to realize those guys are going to require a shit ton of draft picks. You're better off drafting a franchise quarterback if DJ doesn't work out. Not only are they going to want a lot of draft picks, Benjamin, those guys are all going to get a ton of money, and we don't have cap space. We don't have cap space. And the other thing that I can ask you guys about Daniel Jones is, do you want to pay him? I know that he has another year in his rookie contract, and he has a fifth-year option. I know his deal. Right now, on September 13th, 2021, do you believe in Daniel Jones enough to give him a 5-year, $150 million contract? I guess that's how you would know if you believed in him or not. If you're willing to give him franchise quarterback money. That's how you really know. And you don't need to tell me. But ask yourself that question. If you really believe in Daniel Jones, then you would go, yep, signing up $150 million right now. 5 years. Give it to me. I want Daniel Jones here for the next 8 years. I want Daniel Jones to retire a Giant, pay him $30, $35 million, pay him franchise quarterback money. If you honestly would do that, then you do believe in him. But if you sit there and question it for a second, then you don't completely believe in him. These are things you got to ask yourself. Because it's going to happen sooner than later, man. Next year, the Giants got to make a decision. We picking up this guy's fifth-year option. What are we doing with him? They're going to make that decision. So ask yourself that question. Am I ready to give Daniel Jones $150 million for 5 years? And that's cheap because most franchise quarterbacks are $35 to $40 million. What the hell did Mahomes get? $500 million? I'm not saying Daniel Jones get Mahomes money, but holy shit. He got $500 million, guys. Benjamin, thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Really, really. Judge showing that flag was extreme bullshit. All touchdown calls are automatically reviewed. Wasted a timeout. You know, Joe Judge, in that press conference, he made me even more mad. I know the rule, guys. I just threw the flag to let the officials know what was going on. What were you letting them know? That we were getting the shit beat out of us? What the hell what was he making the officials aware of? And why do you, no, I don't buy that. Sorry. Don't buy it, Joe. Run a lap. Run a lap. You screwed up. Just admit it. I screwed up. You don't even say I don't know the rule. I wasn't thinking. I had a brain cramp. Don't, I know the rule. I just threw the fight. Nah. Not buying it, Joe. Not buying it. Run a lap. I told you to run a lap in the pregame. Run a lap. Oh, you ran a lap. Because you messed up, man. You ain't perfect either. And that performance was embarrassing, and that's on you. That's on you. You're the head coach. You're supposed to get the team prepared to play. On you. And also, I had guys saying, that comes from upstairs. I don't care if it comes from upstairs. I don't care if upstairs tells the guy to review it. If you know the rule and they call down and say, yo, Joe, throw the flag, Joe needs to call up and go, nah, man, we can't review that. It was a scoring play. If I tell you, hey, see that bridge behind me? Go jump off of it. Are you going to jump off it because I told you? No. Why? Because you know it's wrong. If I tell you go jump off a 10-story bridge in oncoming traffic, are you going to do it because I said it? No. You're going to go, no, I ain't doing that. Why? Because it's wrong. I'll die. So if somebody says, review that, he says, no, I can't review it. It's not a reviewable play. They review all scoring plays. What am I reviewing? That's what you do. If people are saying this comes from upstairs, I don't give a shit if they called down and told him that. You're the head coach, you know the rules. Nope, can't challenge it, not throwing a flag. Come on, man. Come on. Johnny, thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Really, really, thank you so much, man. He says, bad dog. Exactly, you and me are on the same page. I agree with that Tebow analogy about the it factor. With that being said, Tebow did win a playoff game, and I agree. Hurts could still stink, but more encouraging than DJ. I'm not going to say more encouraging than DJ. I'm not going to say that because I still think Daniel Jones has a better skill set. But like I said, there is an intangible that Hurts has that I've seen in Jones a couple of times, but not all the time. But Jalen Hurts has a dog in him. And Jalen Hurts has a killer instinct, man. I don't see it in Daniel Jones. Show me that. Show all of us that. We all want to see it. We all want to see that. Shit, I missed some super chats. I'm sorry, guys. This stream. Oh, maybe I can pull it up here in the chat. Shit. I hate when that happens. Shit. Oh, man, if I missed it, I'm sorry. It's Benjamin. There we go. Okay. Dire Giants fan, man. I can't bring it up on the page. Thank you so much, brother. Brilly says, not I, Benjamin. Draft better. Yes. We need to draft better. That's a fact. That is a fact. I don't know if Roldy. I see Roldy next on here. I hope that's all I missed. Galen, I see yours. I'll get to that. There's Roldy. I miss anybody? Nope. Okay, we're good. Roldy, brother, thank you so much, man. Appreciate you. Really. Some people make all the excuses in the world. The Chargers had the worst offensive line last year. Look at what he did. I mean, we got to stop making excuses and face reality. Jones is a good kid, but he isn't a franchise quarterback. And I agree. Remember everybody talking about Josh, it wasn't long ago, guys. Everybody is comparing Daniel Jones to Josh Allen in the third-year jump. He got Stephon Diggs. Now Daniel Jones is going to be Josh Allen. How many people compared him to Josh Allen? Because Josh Allen had a great year 3. Daniel Jones don't have Josh Allen's skill set, people. He doesn't. Daniel Jones has a nice skill set. Don't get me wrong. I believe in a skill set. But everybody was talking about Josh Allen. Did he look anything like Josh Allen yesterday? And you can't blame that all on I'm sorry, man. You can't. Does Jason Garrett have something to do with it? Of course he does. But not everything. We can't sit there and keep making it. It's not Jones's fault. It's this. It's that. It's this. It's that. All right, here we go. Gail, I'm going to read this, and then I'm going to put this up here because this is a problem I have with some people, man. Galen, thank you, brother. Appreciate you, my man. Really. If we draft the quarterback offensive line next year, which you probably will, that's another 2-3 years to think of playoffs. How many years will you have Barkley after that? What a waste. Yeah, Barkley's a fifth-year option. They picked it up, so he's here next year, but then you got to pay him if you choose to pay him. And if he doesn't produce, do you really want to pay him top running back money? These are questions the Giants have to answer. They're questions they have to answer. You know? We're definitely going to go offensive line. We have to. But, and again, yeah, if Daniel Jones is bad and the Giants are bad, we're going to have to start over, which sucks. Because you're going to get a new GM, you're going to get new coaches, and you're going to get new players. Here's a problem I have. Man, it's the first game, for God's sake. So this is Daniel Jones's first game in his career, huh? He didn't play. Daniel Jones didn't play 26 games before this one, huh? He didn't play 26 games before the one yesterday. This is the first game he ever played? Okay. I don't believe that, but okay. If that's what gets you through tonight, saying it's his first game, for God's sake. No, it's not his first game. That's a problem. The first game of the year, yeah. And with a complete offseason and a whole preseason under the same system that he played in last year, with Kenny Golladay healthy, Kadarius Toney healthy, Saquon Barkley healthy, Kyle Rudolph healthy. Oh, it's just his first game, for God's sake. Give him a break. Give me a break. Damian, thank you, brother. Appreciate you, my man. Really, that Josh Allen was BS. But people were saying it, man. People were comparing him to Josh Allen. We know that. We heard that. Dire Giants fan, thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Really, and you're exactly. Players have to execute. At the end of the day, we can blame the coaches. We can blame the play call. We can blame, but the players have to execute. It's a whole package, but the Giants have to tackle. How many missed tackles yesterday? We're going to talk about the defense. Trust me. We're going to get on that defense's case too. Damian, man, you didn't have to super chat again, my man. Really, I know what you meant, man. I know what you mean. You didn't have to super chat again, brother. I appreciate you, but you didn't have to do that, man. Independent Outsider, thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man. Really, my good man. Will the New York Football Giants ever again be able to play a complete game of football? As always, solid first half, then they lose their win breakdown. And it's weird, right? Because last year, they seemed to make better adjustments. They did not make any adjustments. That was the Pat Shurmur thing. Pat Shurmur never made adjustments in the second half. And we used to kill him for that. It looked like the Broncos made adjustments and the Giants weren't ready for their adjustments. You know, I don't know. Benjamin, brother, you're the man. Thank you so much. Really. This is in between 2018 between Rosen, Mayfield, and Allen. Who would you have taken? We know you hate Darnold. I still think Max loves streaming tennis. And he probably has posters of Jacob T. Mayfield. Well, I mean, looking at it now, Josh Allen. Josh Allen ended up being the best quarterback. But in 2018, Benjamin, the only quarterback I wanted out of that draft was Baker Mayfield. I was happy they took Saquon Barkley. I did not want Sam Darnold. I mean, I was on the Saquon Barkley train. I wanted Saquon. I did. I did not want Darnold. I did not want Josh Rosen. I didn't know much about Josh Allen. I knew he wasn't even on the Giants board. I really wanted Baker Mayfield, and that was it. If Cleveland took Saquon first, I wanted the Giants to jump on Baker Mayfield. I'm a Sooner fan, and I love Baker. I love Baker's attitude. I love his moxie, his cockiness. I love that little bit of arrogance. I love that he don't back down. I love the chip on his shoulder. Does he get out of control sometimes? Yes. He's got a big mouth. Yes. Did he get humbled his second year? Yes, and he played a lot better last year. But I was a huge Baker Mayfield fan, and that's who I would have wanted to draft back then. But I mean, looking at it now, obviously Josh Allen is the class of that, or like the best quarterback in that class. Nitro, my man, thank you. Brilly. He says, I'm not even being a hater, but the fans saying it's the first game, only scoring 7 at home with practically everyone back is kind of weird. Preaching to the choir, Kyle. Preaching to the choir, buddy. You know I feel the same way. It's not his first game. It's not his first game. It's his 27th game. It's not his first game. Sorry, I can't use that excuse. It's his first game of this season. It's not his first game. It's not his first rodeo. It's not his first game under this new system, under a new coach. He had an entire preseason. He had OTAs. He had mini camps. He had all this stuff. Yeah, I know. Well, he didn't work with Kadarius Toney. Kenny Galladay was. Listen, just prove me wrong, Daniel Jones. Just prove me wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong. I just don't see it, man. I don't know how long we got to wait. I just don't know how long we got to wait. I don't know how long you want to wait. You can't wait too long before you got to pay the guy or make the decision to pay him or not. It's just a fact. Breed, man, thank you, brother. Appreciate you, really. Giants are terrible. Y'all been starting over a decade. Yeah. Jalen Hurts is better than Daniel Jones. We got 3 first-round picks. You don't have 3 first-round picks yet. You don't know how much Carson Wentz is going to play, so you don't quite have 3 first-round picks. And I'm not saying Jalen Hurts is better than Daniel Jones. He has an it factor. I give him that. That don't make him better at all. We'll see. He played against one of the worst defenses in the league yesterday. He had a lot of guys running wide open. He played a good game. I picked the Eagles to win. I said he was going to have a good game before the game started. We'll see what happens when he plays a real defense. I still don't think he's going to be a very good quarterback. But I can't take away the fact that the guy's confidence in what he does. His teammates have confidence in him, and he has a killer instinct. That is an it factor. I don't see that from our quarterback yet. But starting over a decade, you're damn right. We have been doing that. And we also have we're going to have 2 first-round picks. I don't know where we're going to end up. We're definitely going to have a very high draft pick with the Bears pick. We also have 2 first-round. We have 2 first-round picks. They may be 2 really high first-round picks. And the Bears are not good. And we may not be good either. We look terrible at first game. So if that's indicative of the way we're going to play this season, we could have 2 top 5 picks. And if that's the case, Daniel Jones probably won't be here. Well, let's be honest. Pop Exotic, thank you, brother. Brilly, when's Edgar coming back? DJ needs him. Hopefully soon. I don't think he'll be ready Thursday, but hopefully by week 3 against Atlanta, he is there. He is there. I'm hoping he is there. I thought Evan Ingram would have a big season this year. I can't believe I'm depending on him, but we're going to need him. Hawk, thank you, brother. Really appreciate you. Now that you saw Hurts being so good, killing the Falcons, do you think he's the best quarterback in the division? No, he's not close to the best quarterback in the division. No. Dak Prescott, I'm not. If you watch a video today, Hawk, nope. And I would never say you're sweeping the division. I do not think you'll beat Dallas both games. I don't think you'll beat Washington both games. I don't think you'll beat us both games. After one game, I'm not willing to say that at all. And he's definitely not the best quarterback in this division. One game against a terrible team does not make him better than Dak Prescott. Did you see what Dak Prescott did against Tampa Bay? No, he ain't better than Dak Prescott. Like I said, I'm not saying he's better than Daniel Jones yet. I'm saying he has an it factor, and Daniel Jones don't have an it factor. But let's see what he does against a real defense. He was not good last year. He turned it over a lot. Doesn't mean he can't be a good quarterback. It doesn't mean he can't. I'm not giving him that yet. I will not give him that till he plays an entire season and shows consistency and plays the way he did yesterday for most of the year. Then I could say, okay, he's better than Jones. He's better than Fitzpatrick. I'm not going to say he's better than Dak. He's got to do that for a few years. Because it took me a couple of years to admit Dak was a good quarterback. It's going to take me a couple of years to admit Jalen's a good quarterback. If he is, I'll admit it. But I ain't saying he's good. I'm saying he has an it factor. There's a difference between those things. He definitely is not the best quarterback in his division. Hell no. He's not even close. He's not even close. Maybe someday. Right now, no, I'm not giving him that. Dan, thank you, brother. Really. Can the Yankees play the Twins the rest of the year? I know. Down 5-0 today. Aaron Judge, a massive clutch. Boy, Judge and Stanton clutch. It was a terrible loss to the Mets last night, Dan. You can't let Lindor hit that home run. But, yeah, I wish we could play the Twins. We own the Twins big time. Big. Abe Froman, Sausage King of Chicago. Appreciate you, brother. Really. Give the offensive coordinator to Kitchens. Can't be any worse. I agree. I think that maybe Kitchens should. I definitely think there should be a change in the play calling. I do. Everybody thinks it's on Garrett. It can't hurt. You're right. It can't hurt because they're not doing anything with Jason Garrett calling the plays. They're not doing anything with Garrett calling the plays. So it wouldn't hurt. Wouldn't hurt. Can't hurt. Our offense couldn't be worse if I was calling the plays. So yeah. Yep. Maybe Kitchen should. Maybe they should. I don't know how long it's going to take, Abe. I think they should have a short leash. But if the offense continues to struggle the way it did yesterday and the way it has in the previous year with Garrett as our offense coordinator, you could see that sooner than later. And I would be an advocate of it. Anything to help the offense. If Freddie Kitchens calling the plays is going to make our offense better, I want it. Chris can't be stopped. Thank you, brother. Really, really, really appreciate you. Judge can't seem to process questions. Response hastily and full of cliches. Felt not genuine to me. Concerning, is he in over his head? Thoughts? I don't think he's in over his head. I think McAdoo, his second year, I felt like the Giants won. It made a wild card. They were 11-5. I felt like McAdoo started feeling himself a little bit. Started to believe his own hype. I hope that ain't happening to Joe Judge. Joe Judge can be a hard ass and he can be this disciplinarian and all this stuff, but that doesn't work unless you win. And that's really what it is. Remember, Tom Coughlin was an extreme disciplinarian his first few years with the Giants. And when he loosened up, they won the Super Bowl. So I think Joe Judge needs to find a happy medium. I think right now maybe he's a little bit too egotistical. I don't know if that's a word I want to use. But when he makes an excuse about throwing the replay, the challenge flag on the scoring play, and he says, I knew the rule, but I wanted to tell the officials what was going on, that didn't make any sense to me, man. Joe Judge seems to me like he can't admit a mistake. Thank you, Ivanuska. I appreciate that, man. Thank you for hitting that like button. Anybody hit that like button, that always helps out. Appreciate it, man. But I think that Joe Judge needs to admit that he's wrong. I feel like Joe Judge has a hard time admitting fault. And I hate that. I hate that I got to look at the tape. That was Pat Sherb. I got to look at the tape. Can't you just come out and say we are terrible? I need to do better. I need to get this team prepared to play better. We need to do better as a team. We need to do better as a coaching staff. Can't you just come out and say that? Why is that so difficult? Fans will respect you a lot more if you come out and go, you know what? That game's on me. I did a bad job of getting the team prepared. We didn't execute as a team. I take the blame. You want respect in New York? That's how you do it. I was terrible today. I've heard a lot of head coaches say that. That's on me. I had a terrible game plan. They weren't prepared. I take the blame. Don't blame the players. Blame me. That's my fault. Take the heat off of your players. Throw it on yourself. You're the head coach. I screwed up. Don't give me, like you said, these cliched BS things where you can't admit fault. Especially when you're not winning. It ain't going to work. It's not going to work. And I love Joe Judge. Don't get me wrong, guys. Just because by the way, people were betting on the first guy that I raged on this year with the Giants, and nobody picked Joe Judge. And that was the first guy that got it. That was the first guy that got my rage this year. I love Joe Judge. So don't get it twisted. I am a Joe Judge fan. I believe in Joe Judge, but that yesterday drove me insane. That made me mad because to me, that's saying, my God, the team's not prepared because this guy don't know the rules. And that just, it was a bad look for him and our team. That's why it made me so mad. Abe, my man, thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Really, really. I know you're a Rattler guy, but is he worth the first or better to get not necessarily a stopgap, but an established guy who could possibly give us 5 years? The only thing with a stopgap guy is you're going to have to pay him. And again, we don't have a lot of cap space. So I don't know which stopgap guy you're looking at. I hear Jimmy G a lot. Jimmy Garoppolo is the guy here. They drafted Trey Lance. Garoppolo's probably not long for the Niners. I hear that name a lot. I do like Rattler. Rattler has some things to work on. Rattler's not a polished product by any means. Extremely talented. But again, the progression thing is not the best. He is a first read guy. He needs to do better with his progressions. He needs to stop throwing off his back foot. Rattler's talent is there, but he's going to need the proper coach to really make him an elite guy. I don't think Rattler's as good as Mayfield or Kyler, but I think he's better than Bradford. I think he's better than Hurts. So I think Rattler could be a very good quarterback in the NFL, but he's going to need some work. Not as much as a guy like Daniel Jones, but I like Rattler. I think Rattler can be very successful. I think he has very fixable flaws in what he does. But those are the things I see. And again, I'm not a film guy. I'm not an analyst. It's just what I see. What the hell do I know? Dan, thank you, brother. Appreciate you, my man. Brilly says, I'm not a Cowboys fan, but Dak is the best quarterback in the division by far, at least right now. I hate the Cowboys, but Dak does seem like a cool guy. Dak is good, man. I hated having to admit that, but it's a fact. He is good. John, thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Brilly, my man. And a lot of us are out of patience, but ever since Bredesen started playing, the line get played better. I think the line will be able to open holes for Barkley. I know our defense will bounce back. Too talented. I'm going to talk about the defense in 1 second, my good man. Derek Giants fan, thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Brilly. He says, Mod Punkum. I thought I did do that. Where is Punkum? I'm going to have to go down here. Come on. I will do that in 1 second. Bob, my man, thank you so much for the $5 super chat, brother. Appreciate it. $5. Boom. From Bob Wells. Thank you, Bob. I really appreciate that, my good man. Benjamin, thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Brilly. If Sports Pervert out of mod, remove it immediately. ASAP. He don't have a mod. If he doesn't, myself and Dire Giants fan will greatly appreciate it if he never gets it back. Don't worry. But you guys are going to decide. I do have to give Punkham his mod back. I thought I did do that already, but my bad. Let me do that. What pre-workout do I use? Nice Giants fan. C4. I swear by C4. C4 ripped is what I use. I like the tingle that it gives me. I've used Jacked. I've used something else. But C4 is definitely my favorite. Dan, thank you, brother. Really appreciate you, my man. Brilly. I'm hoping that I can call a Yankee playoff game. That'd be nice. Stanton and Aaron Judge have shown me a lot this year. If next year we can put lefties and more contact hitters around, then we could be scary. Yes. And we need a back end of the bullpen. I mean, we need some guys we can rely on the bullpen. Chad Green ain't it. Aroldis Chapman ain't it. We need some guys we can depend on. Zach Britton wasn't it before he got hurt. You know, we need some guys that we can depend on for sure. Wolfgang, man, thank you, brother. Appreciate you, Brilly. Who are that right now? It's Spencer Rattler and Sam Howell. Sam Howell had a terrible game one. I don't know how Howell did the other day. I didn't see what North Carolina did. Those are the two guys, but there's always somebody that pops out of nowhere. Joe Burrow popped out of nowhere his year at LSU. Zach Wilson popped out of nowhere. There's always quarterbacks that pop up at the end of the year. So I'm not really sure, but Rattler and Howell are the two guys I know. They were big time Heisman favorites. Rattler obviously struggled a little bit against Tulane in the second half. A couple of bad turnovers. But I mean, obviously Western Carolina, they beat them 76-0. So and they play Nebraska. I mean, he's got another game. We'll know what Rattler is when he plays better teams, and it's hard to say that because the Big 12, Oklahoma is by far and away the best. When he plays Iowa State, I think we'll get a better idea. And then if they make the playoffs and they have to play against Alabama or Georgia, we'll really know because those two teams are really good. Abe, thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Brilly. Brissett, not the best, but would not worst. Cheap, most likely. Brissett's a name I heard a lot of, too. I heard a lot of Brissett, too. So Malik Wills from Liberty. Weiland, I would have no idea, but I don't watch Liberty. I couldn't tell you at all about him. So that's somebody that I would definitely have to look at. I don't know anything about that kid. I can tell you this, and for the life of me, I cannot remember the kid's name from Iowa, man. There's a center at Iowa. Really good. And his name is escaping me, man. But I watched him play. They destroyed Iowa State. And I was watching that kid play, and I'm like, damn, we could use him and move Gates back to go. I can. It's like Linden. It's not Lindenbaum. God, I can't remember his name, man. But he looked really good. And those Iowa linemen are really good. Tristan Wirfs, anybody? The Iowa linemen are really good. Patriot text, man. Thank you for the $1. Boom. Appreciate you, my man. Thank you so much. Eds, thank you, my man. Really, really. Why does Karner look great in preseason? Because it's preseason. It's preseason. It's preseason. Tyler Linderbaum. Thank you. I knew it ended in bomb. Duke Falconer. Thank you. Tyler Linderbaum. I forgot what I called him, but yes. You guys want a lineman, you guys that want the hogs, watch Tyler Linderbaum on Iowa. That kid is a beast. And I am not a line guy at all. You know that. I'm a defensive guy. But when I was watching Iowa destroy Iowa State, who is a pretty good team, mind you, in Jack Trice Stadium, I'm watching Linderbaum playing. I'm going, God, that guy would look good in Giants blue. That guy'd be amazing on our line. Asia, my lady, how you doing? Big win for our Yankees today, Asia. Big win. Big win. How you doing, my lady? Always good to see you. Carter, next man, we're invisible, Mike. Let's talk about the defense. I've spent enough time ripping Daniel Jones, or not really ripping him, but criticizing Joe Judge, criticizing Jason Garrett. I've criticized the offensive side of the ball. Let's talk about the poor performance of the defense. And I kind of alluded to this earlier with Joe Judge and Ben McAdoo. The worst thing that can happen to a player or group of players is when they start to believe their own hype. And there we go. Here's Punkum. I believe, here we go. The Giants defense believed their own hype. And I think that hurt them. Are they going to be that bad the rest of the year? Absolutely not. I still have faith in this defense. I have a lot of faith in the defense. I have a lot of faith in the secondary. I have faith in the defense. I think the defense is very good. They had a bad game. They'll get better. I know that team. They're way better than that. I saw what that defense did for 16 games last year. I don't doubt the defense. But they got punched in the mouth. And I think that's a wake-up call. And I think because of that, you'll see a much better defense against Washington in a couple nights. But that's why. I think that they believed their own hype. And they came out and they just thought they were better. They didn't take Denver seriously. That's really what I think. They looked at Denver the way I did. Yeah, that's easy. Their offense ain't any good. Steady Bridgewater. I can look at it that way. I'm a fan. What the hell do I know? I'm not playing. But I do. I think they believe their own hype. And I think that they thought they were a little bit better than they were. And they got punched in the mouth. They got embarrassed. They got out-muscled. They got out-hustled. They got outworked. They did. Peppers had a bad game. Bradbury had a bad game. Dory Jackson got burned for a touchdown that was dropped. Very little pressure on Teddy Bridgewater. Couldn't make tackles. I think that's what happened. I think they believe their own hype. And I think that they will get better. I do not doubt that defense whatsoever. But that's really what I think happened. I really think that they believe their own hype. And they just got a little bit cocky. Can't do that as an athlete. You got to be humble. You got to take everybody seriously, man. You got to play everybody like they're the 2007 Patriots. You got to play every freaking down like it's 3rd and 1. You can't ever let up or relax or think that we don't have to take these guys seriously. You can't do that because no matter what the offense is you're playing against, if you think that way, you're going to get killed. And that's what happened to them yesterday. Denver went up and down the field. Denver said, we don't respect your defense. We're going to go for it on 4th down 3 times. And we're going to convert. We're going to convert on 3rd and 9, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2, 5 straight times on a touchdown drive. We're going to do that to you because we're the Broncos. We don't believe in your defense. The Broncos offense had the Giants defense on their heels the entire game. The Giants defense never recovered, man. In my opinion, they believe, even when they were holding, even though that game was close, Denver went up and down the field the entire day. They killed us in time of possession in the first half. They had 19 minutes of possession or 11. They were only up 7-6. That defense got pushed around the entire day. And I truly believe it's because they believe their own hype. I don't think that's going to happen against Washington. I think the defense will have a very good game against Washington. I totally believe in the defense. The offense, I still don't. But the defense, trust me, they aren't that bad. I think they'll be fine. Patriot text, thank you, brother. Brilly. Give the Broncos need credit. Oh, no, trust me. My buddy, Entertainer, Talking Sports, myself, we talked all the time about how tough Denver's defense is. We said if the Giants are going to win the first 2 games, we're going to have to be able to run the ball, and Daniel Jones can't make mistakes because we're playing 2 really tough defenses. Trust me. Gave Broncos defense a lot of credit. The only thing I was saying is we should be able to run because they didn't have a really good rush defense last year, but they did a phenomenal job of stopping our run yesterday. So trust me, I gave Denver's defense a lot of credit. I just didn't think your offense would be able to push our defense around the way they did. That was the matchup that I said we should be able to win that, and we didn't. Denver beat us on both sides of the ball. But I thought our defense could hold your offense to 17 to 20, and I thought that we could score 21, 23 points. I thought we were going to win 23 to 20. I thought the Giants would win 23 to 20. So your offense did a way better job against our defense than I thought they would. That's where I thought we were going to win the game, was in that. But I knew our offense would not put up a lot of points against you guys. John, or the Denver. I don't know if you're a Denver fan, but that's why. John, thank you, brother. Appreciate you, my man. Really. I'm into Russ Callaway should replace Jason Garrett. LSU offensive under Callaway was freaking entertaining. He was there calling plays, and OBJ and Jarvis was there. Trust me, John, if the Giants offense continues to struggle, Garrett's gone. And it might not even be the whole season, right? They fired Colombo midway through the season, and the offensive line immediately played better. If the Giants if they get off to a 1-3 or 0-4 start, and that offense continues to struggle the way it did against Denver, Garrett could be gone after 4 games. No bullshit. They could have a quick hook on him and go, the hell with it. Maybe if he's not even fired, they demote him or they let him go. Yeah, maybe they get rid of him and they bring in Freddie Kitchens. That could happen. I don't want it to happen. I want this offense to start moving the ball and scoring some damn points. People say, hey, Jason Garrett, okay, you figured it out. I don't want him to get fired, because if he gets fired, it means our offense is awful. I want it to at least be average. It doesn't need to be Kansas City. It doesn't need to be Tampa Bay. But God, can we score 20 points? I watch other teams throw 6-yard outs, flat patterns in the flat, bubble screen, 7 yards, 2nd and 3, 2nd and 4, 2nd and 1. They pick up 13. They move the chains on first down. Us throwing a 4-yard pass is like pulling teeth. It seems like it's so hard for us to complete a 3-yard pass. Every team that I don't see another team in the NFL struggle to throw short passes the way we do. I don't get it. No other team struggles to throw a 4-yard slant. It's like it's so hard for us. Why? That shouldn't be hard, but it's like that's really difficult for us to just complete a 4 or 5-yard pass. Unless it's 3rd and 10, then they do it. But first down or second down, why is that so hard? It's been like that for years. Even when Eli was here at the end of his career, it was difficult for us to complete that. Why? Why? Carlos, thank you, brother. Really appreciate you. Another year that we can't cover tight ends. I think that had a lot to do with Graham's soft zone. I hate that zone coverage. People were talking about it in the stream yesterday, Carlos, that why are we playing zone coverage when we just went out and got Adoree Jackson so we could play man-to-man? And we weren't getting pressure with our front 3, front 4, so why weren't we blitzing them? We did blitz a couple times, and they picked it up, and we got beat. But they should have been playing more man, especially on 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. Why they're playing off the receivers 8 yards on 3rd and 3 doesn't make any sense. Asia, my lady, thanks so much. Really appreciate you. I did see it. That's awesome. That is awesome. One of these days, Asia, I'm going to be in one of them pictures. One of these days, I'm going to get down to Citi Field and I'm going to get to meet you. One of these days, Asia. It's going to happen, my lady. A.B. Santi, thank you, brother. Really appreciate you, my man. He says, I definitely agree with you on the defensive point, but we definitely need to air the frick up or we done by Halloween again. I agree. And again, A.B., I don't know if that's Garrett's play calling or if that's Daniel Jones afraid to throw the ball deep. Like, I don't know because I can't see the whole field. I know against Tampa last year, he had guys wide open and he missed them. I do know that's there. So I can't, I mean, listen, I'm not saying Jason Garrett's calling a great game plan for Daniel Jones at all. It's obvious that it's not working. But I don't know how much of that is Jason Garrett and how much of it is Daniel Jones. Is it 70% Garrett, 30% Jones? Is it 70% Jones, 30% Garrett? Is it 50-50? I don't know. All I know is they got to figure it the hell out. We ain't going to win games scoring 7 damn points. I don't care how good our defense is. You don't win games. Like I said, Daniel Jones is really good moving the ball in between the 20s. He is. But God almighty, when we get inside the 20, it's like he presses or he thinks too much or like I said, he plays scared. You can't play like that. That's what causes turnovers. You just have to, there's no confidence there, man. That's the it factor that I'm talking about. He doesn't have that. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing confidence in those throws in the red zone. I'm not seeing confidence in those decisions in the red zone. Remember, the touchdown pass he threw was to a wide open Sterling Shepard. It was from 37 yards out. We were the worst team in the league in the red zone last year. One of them. We didn't get off to a good start in the red zone this week either. So we got to be able to get in the end zone. And I hate that we lost because, again, you start losing, you hear the fans, you hear the media, and you start the press. I really wanted them to win for their confidence, for Daniel Jones' confidence, because God knows he needs it. What he did not need was to have a drive where I said 20-7 in the video. It was 17-7. Even if you kick a field goal, you're 1 touchdown behind. And instead of sliding, he lowers his shoulder to try to run over a defender. Not smart for a quarterback, but he doesn't protect the ball, and he loses it, and it just destroyed every bit of momentum. Those type of turnovers are complete backbreakers. Because you have a good drive going, you definitely have points, and the next thing you know, they're gone. It's like having the bases loaded with nobody out and not scoring. Okay, Aaron, if you think I'm going to tell you this right now. Daniel Jones can have a great game Thursday. That's not proving me wrong. One great game by Daniel Jones on Thursday is not going to make me change my mind. Just like one great game by Jalen Hurts against Atlanta is not making me change my mind. Daniel Jones has had like 6 really good games in his career in 27 starts. That's not a franchise quarterback. It should be the other way around. He should have 21 really good starts and 6 bad ones. Because every quarterback can have a bad game. He has too many bad games and very few really good games. That can't happen. Yeah, I hope he does. I hope he has a phenomenal game, not only Thursday, for the rest of the year. At the end of the year, I want to say, God, I was totally wrong about Daniel Jones. But one game ain't changing my mind. One game won't do that. Everyone's like, it's the first game. There's only one game. No, it's not one game with this performance that he had. It's 27 games. It was the first game this year. So one good game ain't going to change my mind about it. He's got to be consistent. If he's consistent, he'll change my mind. But being inconsistent, it's not going to change my mind. Franchise quarterbacks aren't inconsistent. Franchise quarterbacks find ways to win. He hasn't found that yet. Mills with the skills. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, my man. Brilly. He says, your line played solid, not horrible. That's all. You know what, Mills? That's all we could ask for as Giants fans. As I said in my video, if somebody would have told me the offensive line was going to play the way they did before the game started, I would have said, we got this game in the bag. I was worried about the offensive line, and they were the most consistent unit on the field. That's what's scary. We have to run the ball more. That's a fact. Saquon will get this going versus Washington. They hysterically struggle against them. Let's hope so, Mills. Because I've said before, if Daniel Jones is going to be good, it's going to depend on Saquon Barkley. 9 carries for 24 yards does not help out Daniel Jones whatsoever. We need Saquon. We need Saquon. It will make Daniel Jones better. That I can guarantee. That I can guarantee. Dire Giants fan, thank you, man. Appreciate you, brother. Really. Talk D. Making conversations against us is so easy, yet our percentage is so low. Something needs to change. Our defense couldn't make a stop. Well, again, Dire Giants fan, part of it is the inability to tackle, the inability to get Bridgewater on the ground or make him throw an incompletion when they had him dead to rights. The soft zone. Part of it was the players unable to execute a tackle. Part of it was the terrible scheme by Patrick Graham. Part of it was Denver making plays. Teddy Bridgewater made some plays. Teddy Bridgewater made some great plays. So I think it was a combination of a lot of things, Dire Giants. I really do. But the conversions, yeah, they were easy. And again, I just think that had to do with the entire package. They just had a bad game. I really do have confidence in the defense. I just feel like they believe their own hype going into the game, and I think they went in a little too relaxed and a little too confident. And they paid. I don't think that'll happen against Washington. I think they'll have a really good game against Washington. Will we win? I don't know. But I think the defense will have a really good game. I really do. John, thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Really. If Mariota was available, no, I never liked Marcus Mariota. Didn't like him in Oregon. Didn't like him in the NFL. No, I'd rather have Daniel Jones than Marcus Mariota. Marcus Mariota has already proven he can't play in the NFL. Daniel Jones is looking like he can't, but he's still really young. Mariota's been here a while. If Mariota was worth starting, somebody would have picked him up as a starter. I think he's the backup for the Raiders. So I wouldn't go get Mariota. I wouldn't get Cam Newton. I'm not looking for those guys. I'm not looking for those guys. Cam Newton was never a great throwing quarterback, great athlete. But you get older, man. Cam Newton can't run the way he did anymore. Cam Newton's dealt with injury problems. I wouldn't want Cam, but I wouldn't want Marcus Mariota either. I'll take my chance with Daniel Jones over Marcus Mariota. If Daniel Jones stinks, then you just draft another quarterback and you don't have to pay him. But I've never been a big Mariota guy. Icy Hot, thank you for the super sticker. Brilly. I think it was a pile of shit. And that's what the Giants laid yesterday. That's for sure. Mills with the skills. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, Brilly. Yeah, but most of his games were with bad wide receivers. I mean, okay. He didn't have the best wide receivers. Remember his rookie season, Darius? Who are his receivers? Let me ask you this, Mills. Who are Daniel Jones' wide receivers his first season? Golden Tate, Darius Slayton, Sterling Shepard, Evan Ingram, right? Saquon. What's different besides Golden Tate not there? Well, Golden Tate was there last year too, wasn't Golden Tate was there last year, right? I know there were some injuries last year. I know at one time he had Austin Mack out there. I know that there was injuries. I know it. But, I mean, Mills, how good was how good were the receivers yesterday? Right? I mean, how good were the receivers yesterday? Kenny Golladay, Kadarius Toney, Sterling Shepard, Darius Slayton, Saquon was back. I mean, he had pretty good receiving core yesterday, and he scored 7 points. I mean, he was there. Okay, so he had the same. Like I said, I know there were some injuries last year to the receiving core, but my point is, he had touchdowns his rookie season with the same receiving core that he pretty much had last year. And he definitely had this is the best receiving core he's ever had. We still only put up a touchdown. Still only got 7 points. I mean, I don't know, man. He's just got to prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Other quarterbacks have proved me wrong. I want him to prove me wrong. Why the hell can't my quarterback prove me wrong? Why everybody else? Why Dak Prescott got to prove me wrong? Actually, a lot of quarterbacks have. Josh Allen's proved. I didn't think Josh Allen would be very good. He proved me wrong. I didn't think Sam Darnold would be very good. He isn't. I didn't think Josh Rosen would be any good. He wasn't. You know, I think Jalen Hurts be any good. We'll see how that goes. Eds, thank you, man. Brilly. Tate Ramsey had that fight. That's right. I couldn't remember if he was there or not. But yeah, so the receiving core is pretty much the same. But yeah, man, like I said, we can start talking about Washington now. But yeah, I mean, that's really my thoughts on this game. The Giants have a lot of work to do. That's what's disappointing, man. You can sit here and say, hey, it's the first game. I get it. It's the first game of the year, but it's not the first game of this coach. Last year was all, hey, it's his first year under the system. Hey, we didn't have a complete offseason. Hey, no Saquon. I don't know. So what's the excuse the first game? Now it's just, hey, Jason Garrett sucks. It's not, hey, there's no Saquon. Hey, the offensive line sucks. The offensive line was good. Hey, no number one receiver. Kenny Golladay was out there. You saw a couple of amazing catches by Kenny Golladay. Darius Slayton caught a big pass. Sterling Shepard had a great first half. I don't know why they went away from the second half. But they're all there. And the offensive line did a good job. Not great. But if the offensive line plays the way they did against Denver, they're going to be pretty good because Denver's got a damn good defense. The Giants' offensive line plays like that against Atlanta, we'll kick their ass. If they play like that against the Bears, we'll kick their ass. If they play like that against Miami, we'll kick their ass. Well, Miami's defense isn't too bad. But what I'm saying is Denver's a really good defense. Washington's a really good defense. If we play like that against Dallas, we'll whoop their ass. But Dallas isn't scaring me defensively. So if the offensive line can play that good against Denver, I'll sign up for that right now because I know the defense is going to get better. But I can't keep, I'm sorry, I can't keep making excuses for Daniel Jones. At some point, he has to own up to the fact that he needs to be better. And he can say, I got to get better, I got to do better, but you can't just keep saying it, man. You got to actually do it. You got to actually do it, you know? Chris can't be stopped. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Really. Garrett's off needs. Studs, Witten, Ingram, Zeke, Barkley, D O-line, guard O-line need to be average. No one of the Giants is scary. Keeps opposing defenses on him and get him in his shit. Gettleman, listen. This isn't looking good for Dave Gettleman. It's not. It's not looking good for Dave Gettleman. Daniel Jones is not, through his first 27 games, has not panned out. Saquon Barkley, outside of an amazing rookie season, has dealt with injuries. Then he dealt with a serious injury, and then he came back in 9 carries for 24 yards. That's a second overall pick. We haven't won any games. That isn't looking good. Andrew Thomas, everybody's saying he's the worst tackle in the draft. That ain't looking good. The problem is Dave Gettleman got here, and we haven't improved a bit. And this is his 4th year. So it's not looking good. Mills, thank you, brother. Appreciate you, my man. Really. They were all back, but it's literally the first game. They were all on the field together. We barely had possessions in the second half because of the defense. Well, yeah, I agree. We didn't have a lot of possessions. I agree. But what did we do with those possessions when we had them? You know? And this is the thing. I don't know how many times we can keep making excuses. It's the first time that Golladay was on the field with him. It's the first time. I don't even know how much Kadarius Toney played in the second half because we didn't see him, right? But he has played with Caden Smith, Sterling Shepard, and Darius Slayton. He has played with those guys. He has played with a lot of that offense. He's played with Saquon Barkley. So he should be used to those guys. Okay, does he have to find a rapport and a chemistry with Kenny Golladay? Yeah, it's something they can work on. I agree. And they got to find a way to fit Kadarius Toney. Again, I don't know how much he was on the field or how much they tried to use him outside of those couple of plays. But a lot of his offense that was out there, he has played with before. You know, so I don't know how much plays into that. Like I said, the Golladay thing, okay. I can say, okay, they got to work on it. They got to build a chemistry. They do. But the rest of those guys, man, he's played with them before. He's practiced with them. Sterling Shepard's been healthy the whole preseason. Caden Smith's been healthy the whole preseason. Saquon Barkley, what do you need to know? What do you need to do with him? It's not like you're really throwing a lot of routes to Saquon. Wow, look at this. Raiders just won the game. The Raiders, I told you guys, you know it. I told you the Raiders are my sleeper this year. Nobody giving the Raiders any credit. I told you, that's my sleeper team. The Raiders are my sleeper. Told you. I just beat Baltimore. That's my sleeper team, man. They're my sleeper. Just come up with a big win. But, like I said, Mills, I get the Galladay thing, man. I can't, but the other guys, man, he's played with. Abe, thank you, brother. Brilly. We should have traded for Minshew. Damn Philly. Well, I mean, the Giants aren't going to give up on Daniel Jones yet. If they would have traded for Gardner Minshew, they would have pretty much said, Dave Gettleman wouldn't have to say, I screwed up. He ain't doing that because if he admits he screwed up, he's going to lose his job. He might lose his job anyway. But he's, Baltimore's big time overrated. Baltimore, I mean, okay, you could say they're overrated. The Raiders, if people saying the Raiders are terrible, they have no business beating Baltimore regardless. I just think the Raiders, I'm not saying the Raiders win the Super Bowl, but I think the Raiders are making the playoffs is what I mean by my sleeper. Everybody's picking them to win like 6-7 games. I think the Raiders can win 9-10 games, make the playoffs. And I know they play in a tough division, but they've had Kansas City's number. So, I don't know. That was just my sleeper. When you pick a sleeper, you got to pick a team that nobody's really looking at. It's something that can be like, yeah, my sleeper's Arizona. Arizona's good. Or my sleeper's Cleveland. Eds, thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Really. Thank you for calling out Gettleman. Proof is in the pudding, man. I've defended Gettleman since he's been here. I've defended him and said, you know what, let's give it a chance. Came into a bad situation. He took over a bad team. He took over bad drafting, bad cap situation. But he's been here for 4 years. We're no better. It's a fact. It's a fact. We are no better than when he took over. And I get the first couple of years, you draft the running back and you draft the rookie quarterback. I get the first couple of years you're going to struggle. But they should be improving. It looked like they were going to improve last year. And maybe they will. I mean, maybe it's just an aberration. Maybe it's just a really bad game. Maybe they're not this bad. Maybe they're whatever. Maybe they win 5 in a row. Maybe they win their next 5 games. Maybe they're 5-1. And we look back at this game and go, God, did we overreact or what? Oh, they didn't give him the touchdown. And they still didn't give him the touchdown. Okay, this game ain't over. Raiders have second and goal to 1. So Mills with the skills. Thank you, man. Appreciate you, brother. Brilly can be counting down it's week 1, but that's the thing, Mills. And I mentioned it at the beginning of the stream. It's week 1 of this season. But this is the same Giants team that we've seen for 3 years. It's week 1 of 2021. But I don't know how to put this. Like, what do you expect to change? Like, what did you see yesterday that makes you think the New York Giants are going to completely turn it around and do a 180 and all of a sudden become a really dominant team? Like I said, maybe it's an aberration. Maybe they just had a really bad game plan, weren't prepared. Maybe they come out on Thursday, they kick the shit out of Washington 24-7. Offense looks crisp. We run the ball. Daniel Jones plays a good game, no turnovers. Then they play Atlanta. Daniel Jones has a big game. Giants blow them out. Then they go to New Orleans. They find a way to win that game. They're 3-1. And then, like I said, then we look back and you could all say, bad, I told you it was only week 1. And I could say, you were right. But right now, I don't just look at week 1, Mills. I look at the entire last season, and I look at the season before it. I look at 2019 with Daniel Jones. We won 5 games. He won 3 of them. I look at Daniel Jones. He's 8-19 as a starting quarterback in the NFL. He's 8-19. He's beaten Washington 4 times. He is 4-19 against the rest of the league outside of Washington. Washington won the division last year, but they were not a good team, and they were a terrible team. Daniel Jones' rookie season, they picked 2nd overall. Daniel Jones beat some of the worst teams in the league, man. Daniel Jones has never beaten a team over 500. Never. So we can say it was week 1, and I get it. It was. Okay? But I don't look at it as just this is week 1. I look at this. This is game 27 for Daniel Jones. And I look at a quarterback that's 8-19. And I look at a quarterback that just hasn't shown me that he has improved at any time since his rookie season. I don't see an improvement. And maybe it's just me because everybody sees things differently. I see the things the way I see them. You see the way you see them. Other people see them the way they see them. But I don't see an improvement. I don't. Does that mean that it can't improve? Does that mean the Giants can't turn around? Absolutely not. It's early. So, yeah, I'm not giving up on the season because we had a bad game. Trust me, I'm not like, oh, the season's over. Oh, my God, the Raiders just threw an interception. Are you... What are you doing, Derek Carr? Wow. The Raiders had the game won. They don't get into the end zone. They don't get into the end zone on 2nd down. Why are you throwing? Oh, they must have had a full start. They're all the way back to the 5. You can tell the OCs that play Madden. I guess. I hope we don't lose to the Falcons, Wyland. We can't afford to lose that. Let's talk about Washington, okay? Washington, this is a big game, really big game for both of these teams. Washington's 0-1 as well. Washington don't want to lose this game. It's in their stadium. And I didn't see it yet. I just saw it get batted up in the air, so I didn't know who it went off of. But I just didn't know why they were throwing. All you got to do is kick a field goal. Washington's not easy. They have an incredibly tough defense. Montez Sweat, Chase Young, pretty good secondary. Their offense don't scare you, but then again, neither did Denver's. The Giants have to win. Saquon Barkley has owned Washington. We need the old Saquon back. We need Saquon. Everything revolves around Saquon Barkley. If he stopped, offense struggles. And unfortunately, everybody knows that, and everybody gears up to stop Saquon. And they say, okay, we'll take our chances with Daniel Jones beating us. So we'll see. Now, Daniel Jones has had his way with Washington. Washington has never beaten him. He's 4-0. Washington knows that. Ron Rivera knows that. They want to win, just like we do. So, until Washington beats us, I'm always picking us versus Washington. Always. I like that after just a god-awful performance. Washington was close. Washington lost Fitzpatrick. Washington was in that game till the end. They got beat by a great young quarterback in Justin Herbert. We looked really bad. I know we're not that bad. Maybe Washington is exactly what this team needs. But yeah, after a really bad performance, it's good that the Giants don't have to wallow around in their misery and think about it too long. They immediately got to get ready for another game. Now, if they lose this game, then they really got to think about it long and hard because then they got 10 days off or whatever it is, 10 days before they play again. And we can't go 0-2 and 0-1 the division. This is such a big game for both of these teams. Saquon's got to stop dancing around too. I don't know why they didn't throw the ball to Saquon in space. I would have liked to have seen a screen pass or two to Saquon and get him out there. especially when he's having a hard time running between the tackles and the Giants aren't making many holes for him and he's really not getting a good push up front. There's really nothing to be had. Why not throw a couple of screens and try to get him out in space? I don't understand that. That is on Jason Garrett, in my opinion. That type of thing's on Jason Garrett. Shows me Garrett makes some play calls. I'm like, why isn't he doing this? Why isn't he doing that? That I don't understand. If I'm an offensive coordinator, my best player is Saquon Barkley. He had a lot of work. I don't think they really spared him a lot. He's not running the ball up the middle. 9 carries, 24 yards. You know what? This isn't working. Let's try to get him the ball out in space. Let's try to throw a screen pass. Let's see if we can get a couple blocks and spring him free for a big gain or maybe a touchdown. Let's put the ball in our best playmaker's hands out in space and see if he can create. I don't understand why they don't do that. I don't understand why they don't do that. You know, I don't understand why they don't do it. I don't get it at all why they don't do that. That's been a question for a long time. I have a hard time understanding why they don't do something like that. You know, I've never been able to figure that out. Get them out in space. Get your playmakers out in space. Now, the funny thing is everybody's like, why isn't Jason Garrett being creative? And then you throw the little shovel pass to Tony and it loses 6 yards. Everybody's like, why did you call that? You know? So, I don't know. I felt like if Saquon's not being able to run between the tackles or off tackle or off guard, then give him a screen pass. Baltimore just fumbled. Raiders just got the ball back. Raiders just got the ball on a fumble. The hype and hate vids may be cursed. Well, I didn't do any hype and hate vids until that one against Denver, and we haven't been any good anyway. So I don't know. I don't know how much I'm watching it, Andrew. I'm watching it. I'm watching the game. I don't know how much my words, my hype and hate had to do with the Giants losing. You know, this game will go forever. Well, I mean, they have a chance. Adam, how you doing, buddy? Thank you for joining the stream. What's going on? Okay. What's going on, Jedi? What's going on? Christopher Ewing, Afghanistan, Marjorie Simmons, Nick Santello, Jared, Lizzie Loves Lovely, Cheyenne. What's going on? It is a wild game. It is. Andrew Spagnolo, Greg Harris, Lamar fumbled the snap. I know, it's crazy, man. Well, now they're in field goal range immediately. Well, yeah, I don't know, Omar. I mean, it's like I said on Twitter, for all my younger fans, believe it or not, the Giants and Yankees were really good at one time. Whoops, shit. They were really good at one time. Both of them were really good at one time. So that, I guess, being old has its benefits there. I saw the Giants win 4 Super Bowls. I see the Yankees win 5 World Series. It's just been a long time since they won anything. Was a Yankee game a fluke? I mean, I don't know. We own Minnesota. They can't beat us. Like Dan D said earlier, you're going to play every game against Minnesota. You needed 10.4 points. So I don't know how Mark Andrews did today. How many games do the Giants need to win, in my opinion? I think they need to. I mean, I would say 8 or 9 at least. They can't have a 7-10 year. They got it. I think they got to win 9. They got to win 9 games. They spent a ton of money this offseason. You know? You can hear the stadium from your house. Nice, Dominic. Nice. Greg, I'll tell you what, if it don't work, I don't know if you're talking about the Yankees or the Giants. If it don't work with the Giants, they're gonna blow. The Yankees will never blow it up. They don't do that. But the Giants, it'll be a different GM that blows it up. It'll be a different GM that blows it up. Carr off his back foot, got a man, caught, touchdown Raiders. Now they win. Now they win. Now they got it. Now they got it. Now they got it. That was a crazy game. Crazy game. John, my man, thank you so much. Appreciate you, my man. Really, really, brother. Honestly, I fil like they did Saquon a disservice after his rookie year when they tried to force him into following The exact run design plan that is called his gift is creating something out of nothing. He's got to play free. Again, remember, I don't know how much they did that. I mean, he's dealt with injuries. Even though he was hurt in 2019, he still ended up with 1,000 yards rushing. Last year, obviously, he played a game and a half. But I don't know if it's so much that they're trying to force him into exact run design as much as it is teams are just really geared up to stop him and saying, we're making Daniel Jones beat us. We're not letting Saquon Barkley get loose. And when you're an offensive coordinator, and I will get on Garrett for this, when you're an offensive coordinator and you see teams are making a concerted effort to get him the hell out of the game and not allowing him to run, that is when you have to say, we have to find a way to get Saquon the ball in space. If that's a little pre-snap movement, a little misdirection, a counter, a screen, something. You got to, as a head coach, figure out a way to get Barkley out in space so that he can run free. That's the only thing I could say. Maybe they are doing that, John, and that's a possibility. But when I'm looking at everything, like I said, how much is that they're making him follow that, and how much is it that defense are just so geared to stop him? We know Pittsburgh went out of their way to stop him. So that's, I mean, it's tough to say. Because again, I'm not in the huddle. I'm not on the sideline. I don't know what the play calls are for him. I don't know what they tell him to do. But I just feel like defenses are saying, yep, we know 26 is dangerous. We know 26 is their guy. We know 26 is the home run hitter. Galladay's really good at 50-50 balls. Kenny Galladay is not a guy that's going 80 yards and running straight by you. Saquon Barkley can take it to the house from anywhere. Teams know that. And they say, we're not letting this guy run. We will take our chances playing man coverage if we have to and making Daniel Jones beat us. And until he beats us, we're not going to change our defense. So I don't know how much of it is that they're like, hey, you got to do this, or how much of it is defense just like, no, you're not running. No RPOs yesterday. None. Where's an RPO? Where's an RPO? Not one yesterday. Not one run pass option. Why? Why not? Can we something? I did like when they went to the hurry up, the no huddle. I did like that. Feel like they need to do more of that. Is there another game on, or is it just this one tonight? Why do I always think there's two games on? I guess not. It's 12 o'clock, so I guess not. Chris can't be stopped. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Really. Thoughts on the Jets? Zach Wilson, second half played on fire. I like Zach Wilson a lot. I like Zach Wilson a lot. I think the Jets had a good draft. I think the Jets did a good job. I think the Jets are going to struggle. I mean, every team pretty much struggles with a rookie quarterback. Dallas didn't, because Dallas was really good. Then Romo got hurt. They ended up with a really good pick, and they ended up with Zeke. But that team was pretty good. They just didn't have a quarterback. And then Dak came into a good situation, so they did really good with Dak. But most of the time, rookie quarterbacks don't really do well. So I think the Jets have been bad for a long time. And I think that the Jets – they stopped. Okay, thanks, Max. I didn't know that they stopped the double headers. But, yeah, he looked good. There was something else I wanted to read. Pat, you're right about that. Our offense, it is. Why is Trevor Lawrence being labeled? That I don't know, David. He's not Jacksonville, man. Jacksonville ain't any good. What do you expect? I don't know. I mean, that's the media, man. That's social media. That's just today's instant gratification. Guy's got to be God off the top. He's not a bust. He had some rookie moments. He had some rookie moments in that game. Every college quarterback has to adjust to the speed and complexity of NFL defenses. They're not used to it. You can watch all the film you want, but if you're a split second late in the NFL, you're really late. In college, you can get away with a lot of that because, as I said before, the best defenses you play against in college football may have 2 maybe 3 NFL players. Maybe. So it's such a difference from college and NFL. Initially, when you're the first overall pick in the draft, you usually go from one of the best teams in college to the worst team in football. Definitely not a bust. He did some very good things yesterday as well. Kid's got talent. Trevor Lawrence is going to be good. You know, people like Daniel Jones has no talent around him. Daniel Jones needs this. Put Daniel Jones on Jacksonville. Put Trevor Lawrence. I would love to see that. I would love to see what Trevor Lawrence did with the Giants team. And what Daniel Jones did in Jacksonville. You know? I would love to see that. You know? I would love to see it. John, man, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you. Brilly, your boy Kyler Murray looking like a stud. Must be nice. Well, I'm not a Cardinal fan. If I was, it'd be really nice. But I love Kyler. I mean, I was on board that train all the time. And you know, like I said, I mean, people can get on my case about, you were wrong about this, you were wrong about that. It's nice to see somebody give me credit for being right about something. No, because nobody ever comes to my page and goes, you were damn right about Kyler Murray. I doubted Kyler because, hey, I thought he was too small. He can't play. Bad dog, you knew. So it's nice to get some credit for being right for a change. You know, that's what I'm saying. I thought Baker Mayfield is good. He's not Kyler Murray good, but he'll be a very good quarterback. You know? I can't say that about Jalen Hurts yet. These are all my Oklahoma guys. And Sam Bradford dealt with a lot of injuries, but he also regressed. He also regressed at Oklahoma his junior year. He dealt with an injury there, and he lost Ryan Broyles, and he wasn't the same. So I wasn't sure how much he was going to be great in the NFL, and he wasn't. He wasn't. Do I think the Giants should restart from scratch? I honestly, humdrum shrimp, if they're bad this year and Jones sucks and they win 5 games, then they're going to. They're going to. I don't want to, but I don't want to rebuild. We've been rebuilding for years. I don't want to rebuild. I know if I made this analogy before, but maybe I was thinking about this in my head. Okay. Say you're playing a game. I'm not a gamer. I really don't have time for video games. Okay. But just say you're playing a video game. I don't know what's popular. And it's a hard video game. And say you're about halfway through it. And it takes you a while to get there. You get about 40%, 45% through it, right? And you're starting to gain some traction. You're like, man, it took me a long time to get there, but at least I'm halfway through it. And then all of a sudden, you lose everything. And you got to do it again. That would suck. If Daniel Jones and the New York Giants suck this year, that is going to be the New York Giants. Not even getting through one rebuild, having to start another. That's disappointing. And if we do have to do that, you hope whoever the new GM is doesn't screw it up. You can't miss on 3 top 6 draft picks in a row. You can't. And not only does it look like he's missing on those 3, and again, it's early. I'm not going to sit here and say Andrew Thomas ain't going to be any good. I'm not giving up on Saquon yet, but we don't know. I'm hoping like hell Daniel Jones turns this thing around. But again, Daniel Jones, I mean, next year's rookie contract's up, man. Next year it's up. They can pick up a 50-year option on him, but it's up. I don't want to start over again. But we also missed on number 30 when we got DeAndre Baker. We missed on him. You know? We missed on, it doesn't look like we hit on Zimenez. It doesn't look like we hit on Lorenzo Carter. Let me ask you this. We'll say outside of Saquon Barkley. Can you tell me one pick Dave Gettleman has made that you have confidence will be a New York Giant for the rest of his career? And I'm not even saying Saquon will be a Giant for the rest of his career. But can you think of one player that Gettleman has drafted that will be a New York Giant for his entire career? That is that good. You're like, we can't let this guy walk when he's a free agent. And that'll tell you how many guys he's hit on. A deal. Thank you so much, brother. Brilly. Daniel Jones gets Sam Darnold treatment. Yeah, well, he plays in New York. They played in the same stadium, so yeah, he's gonna get the treatment because he's losing. If he was winning and playing better, he wouldn't get that treatment. But plays in New York, plays on a bad team, hasn't played well, just like Darnold. He's gonna get the Darnold treatment, and they are both high draft picks. McKinney, okay. I don't know if I've seen enough of McKinney to say that. I love McKinney. I think McKinney's got a world of potential, but he played 4 games last year. He's played 1 this year. So I don't know if I can go there yet. Dexter Lawrence. I like Dex. I like Dex a lot. Is Dexter Lawrence a game changer in your opinion? We traded Odell Beckham for him. Is he as impactful as Odell Beckham? Does Dexter Lawrence really change the game as a first-round pick, middle first-round pick? Has he really lived up to being the 17th overall pick in the draft? I like Dexter Lawrence. But is he a game changer? You know what I mean? I like him. He's good, but is he a game changer? Is he a first round pick that's a game changer? These are the questions I ask when I sit there and try to reflect on what Gettleman has done. Darnold's not better than Daniel Jones. He's not. He's not better than Daniel Jones. I don't think he's better than Daniel Jones at all. I think Daniel Jones is better than Sam Darnold. Travis, but I think Sam Darnold's in a better situation. I will say that. But I thought Daniel Jones is better than Sam Darnold all the time. I'm not going back on that yet. Travis, thank you, man. Appreciate you. Really. I think we should be more mad at the defense right now. But if offense and Daniel Jones suck after week 3 or 4, we panic for sure. Well, I think Garrett's got to be relieved of the play calling if we're bad. I'm not worried about it. I'm mad at the defense, Travis. Mad. I was not happy. Like I said earlier, I don't know if you were here. You've been here for a while, but I don't know if you were here when I said I felt like the Giants defense might have been a little bit too confident, a little too arrogant, relaxed a little bit, felt themselves a little bit, believed their own hype. And they got punched in the mouth. The defense is going to be fine. I'm not worried about the defense. I'm mad at the way they played yesterday, absolutely. But I'm good with the defense. I know this defense is good. They're not as bad as they played yesterday. I know that. I know they're not that bad. The offense, though, I still have major questions about. They didn't look any better yesterday than they did at any other time. And I know Denver's got a pretty good defense, but Giants haven't played a good defense every single week that Daniel Jones has been there, and they have struggled for a long time now. A long time. I don't think we should have kept Odell Beckham. David, Odell Beckham, look at the injury history. Look at the injury problems. And in his first season in Cleveland, he had 4 touchdowns. He got 2 of them at the very end of the year. He had 2 touchdowns most of the year. For a long time, the joke was here that Daniel Jones had as many rushing touchdowns as Odell Beckham had receiving touchdowns. So I don't think we should have kept Odell Beckham. I think that was the right move. I really do. But again, I don't know. And I wanted to draft Dexter Lawrence. I didn't want him at 17, though. I would have liked him at 30, where they took DeAndre Baker. And I wanted DeAndre Baker, too. I thought Gettleman, outside of Daniel Jones, I thought Gettleman did really good in 2019. I did. And I like Dex. Obviously, DeAndre Baker was, how can you predict that? How can you predict the guy's going to, have happen what happened to him? But I'm not a GM. It's easy to sit here and criticize. That's what we do. Now, I'm not an analyst. I mean, I'm just a guy on YouTube that makes videos, but that's what we do as fans. We criticize, right? We give credit. We criticize. It's our job, especially New Yorkers. When our team sucks, when our GM doesn't do good, when our quarterback don't play good, when our batters can't hit or field, when our basketball team can't make baskets when they're losing, we're going to criticize. It's what we do. We're passionate. We love our teams, man. We love our team. We want to win. We're sick of losing. We're aggravated, frustrated. We're pissed off. We're embarrassed. We're sick and tired of getting the shit beat out of us. I am. And I can sit here and criticize these guys till the cows come home. I don't want to do that, man. I want to praise them. Give me something to praise, please. Please. Give me a reason to praise you guys, please. As fans, we don't want to boo. As fans, we don't want to criticize. We want to love you. Give us your all. Win some games. We're going to applaud you. We're going to embrace you. But when you don't, you're going to hear it too. New York is we're hardworking blue collar people, man. We put in an honest day's work every day of our life. It's tough to live in New York. High taxes. Cost of living is ridiculous. Shitty weather. You know, it's tough. It's a tough place to live. We work hard to survive. We expect the same out of our teams. We want it. We want to applaud you. We want to love you. We want to embrace you. Give us a reason to do so. The Giants haven't given us that. The Giants have given us no reason to praise or embrace their performance over the last 4 years. They just haven't. You know, V-Man, thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Really. I could say the same thing about the Mets fans, why the Mets fans are so down on their team, or the Jets fans. Could be worse. As a Yankees and Giants fan, it could be worse. I could have been a Mets and Jets fan and not seen a lot of success at any time in my life. And that's not a knock on the Mets or Jets. That's just reality. He says, hey, Bad Dog Outsider's opinion. If you take Christian McCaffrey off the Panthers roster, do you think my Jets would beat the Panthers? Also, good luck to your G-men. I mean, I don't know, V-Man, because I didn't watch the game. I was watching the Eagles-Falcons because obviously the Eagles are more important to me than what the Jets are doing. I know the Jets were down early in that game, so I don't know how much of them coming back was that Carolina laid off a little bit and kind of let the Jets do their thing. So I really can't say, V-Man. I'm not sure because I didn't watch the game, so I honestly can't tell you what McCaffrey did. I know Zach Wilson did pretty good in the second half, but I really can't honestly speak to that because I really don't know what the situation was in that game. Percival Glasgow, thank you, man. Appreciate you, brother. Really, my good man. He says, Bad Dog, a lot of week one upsets for good teams. This is true. There was. I want to hope it was like us. We were overconfident, caught off guard, and moved. Percival, I'm hoping that's true too, buddy. I know with our defense it was. Like I said, I have no question our defense is going to ball out against Washington. Washington going to have tough sledding Thursday. I have all the confidence in the world of our defense. But that offense, man, it still worries me. It just doesn't look like it's fluid. It doesn't look smooth. It doesn't look confident, man. It looks like it's second guessing. It looks like it's confused. They don't look like they're playing as a unit. They look like they're playing as individuals. You can't do that in football. Basketball, yeah, it's 5-on-5, man. Baseball, yeah, it's 1-on-1, mano-a-mano, pitcher batter. Football, man, you need some chemistry, man. You all got to be on the same page or it ain't working. So, to me, that's what the Giants offense looks like. It just doesn't look like a fluid unit. It doesn't look like it's together. It doesn't look like it believes in one another. And that's why they're so disjointed and inconsistent. I don't know if that's Garrett. I don't know if it's Judge. I don't know if it's the players. I think it's a combination of all three. They got to figure it out. If the Giants are going to be taken seriously, if the Giants are going to win any games this year, if the Giants are going to be a playoff team, that offense has to carry the load. It has to carry someone to load. You can't rely on the defense all the time. You got to pull your own weight. Otherwise, it's going to be like the 90s. Strahan, Armstead and company, Jason Sehorn. They were winning game 16-13, but you can't rely on that. Can't rely on that every week. So offense has to do something. Zuhaib, thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Really, really. Diggity Dizzle, you're still on. Yeah, I'm probably going to go to 12:30 and then we'll call it a night. Can't dwell on week one at all, but honestly, I'm more afraid of Heineke than Fitz, who plays sus against backups. We beat some backups last year, but I'm not Zuhaib. Honestly, I'm not worried about that. I think the defense will kick Washington's ass. I really do. I think the defense got embarrassed, Zuhaib, and I think they're going to be out to prove a point on national television on Thursday. I really do. I think that defense has a lot of pride, and I think that they're going to show up on Thursday. I do. I have confidence in that defense. I think they had a bad game. I think that they were a little bit too overconfident, and I feel like they took Denver a little bit too lightly, and it cost them. But I really do feel like they'll be ready to play Washington. I really do. Orvin and Jagrom, thank you, brother. Brilly, my man. Christian McCaffrey had almost 100 rushing and receiving yards. Clarity. CMC's the man. He's the best running back in the league. I still don't know if the Jets win. I know McCaffrey's great, but like I'm saying, I don't know how much of their comeback, Orvin and Jagrom, was that Carolina was up 6. Were they up 16-0 in that game? I don't know how much of it was they were just kind of like playing because they were up so big. Again, I didn't watch the game, so I don't know. I know McCaffrey had a big game, but again, the Jets getting close, I don't know how much of that was like when they came back. Like, I don't know when the score was finished 19-14. I don't know how the scoring went in that game. I didn't watch it at all. I just saw the score. I saw Carolina was up big at one point, but I didn't watch it, so I really don't know what happened there. Irish Rover, thank you, man. Appreciate you, brother. Really, I'm pissed, concerned, and disappointed in our offense this first game. Get better or get an enema. Let's get our shit together. I hear you, man. I hear you. And I wish I had the confidence in the offense that I do the defense. Like I said, I think that I chalk the defense up to having a bad game and just overlooking Denver and just saying, up, this is easy. I'm chalking it up to that they didn't take Denver seriously enough, and they felt themselves a little bit too much, believe their own hype, and they got embarrassed. I don't think that's going to happen. With the offense, like I just said, that just doesn't seem like a confident unit to me. They don't seem confident. The offense seems to me like they are just waiting for something bad to happen. And I said this last year. I can only speak for myself. But when Daniel Jones drops back to pass, I never feel confident like, he's going to make a really good play. It's the opposite. Like when he drops back to pass, I'm sitting there going, God almighty, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Is he going to throw a pick? Is he going to get sacked? Is he going to get deflected up in the air? We're going to have a drop. Like I wait for something bad to happen when he drops back to pass. And I feel like the offense plays that way. Like they're waiting, even when they're having a good drive, they're just waiting for that one bad thing to happen. Whether it's 3rd and 1 and they get a big 15 or 18-yard run and it's holding and it's called back. Or they get a big pass play and it's called back because of offensive pass interference or illegal hands in the face. I just feel like that's why the offense is so bad. I feel like they're waiting for something bad to happen because they don't have confidence. Darian P., thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Really. My biggest concerns after week one, Garrett's play calling is fair. 2 third down defense, fair. Danny's ability to come from behind, open the playbook, all fair. Again, though, I don't know how much that playbook is open. I don't know how much of that's Garrett. I don't know how much that is Daniel Jones. I don't know what Garrett's calling. I don't know who's open. In order to know that, I'd have to go back, look at all the film, look at all the offensive plays, and try to figure out who's open, where the ball is supposed to go, who's blocking, what's going on. And I can't do that. I'm not an analyst. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that. I don't know what the play call is. I don't know where the ball is designed to go. So I can't do that. That's why I have such a hard time criticizing Jason Garrett. I'll criticize him for not throwing screens to Barkley and trying to get Barkley the ball in space. That I can criticize him for. Like, why are you not trying something creative? Barkley's not running well. Can we do something else to get him the ball? I can criticize him for that, but I don't know. I don't know what the play is. Like, I don't know what Jason Garrett goes. What if Jason Garrett's going in there saying, hey, throw it deep to Galladay down the side in a fly route, and Daniel Jones doesn't do it? What if he looks over there and goes, I can't make that throw, and he checks it down? So I don't know. That's the thing. Like, everybody's saying it's Jason Garrett's playbook, but I know some of it has to do with it. I'm not saying Garrett doesn't have some of the blame. He absolutely does. The entire offense has to take blame, but I can't just sit there and put the entire blame on Garrett. I can't do that because the players have got to execute. Garrett can only do so much, and I understand people are pissed off at the play calling and they think it's vanilla, and that's fine, but do we really know? Do we really know what he's called? And do we really know what Daniel Jones sees? That's why it's so difficult to figure out. Garrett deserves blame. I'm not letting Jason Garrett off the hook, guys. I'm not trying to defend Jason Garrett. I'm not trying to defend Dr. Garrett. I'm just saying, do we really know that that's all Jason Garrett? It can't all be him. It can't all be him. Part of it, absolutely. But how big of a part of it is Jason Garrett? How big of a part of it is Daniel Jones? We don't know. We can speculate all we want, but we honestly don't know unless we're on that sideline, unless we're in that huddle, unless we know what's actually called and where the ball is supposed to go and what the first read is and what the second read is and what the third read is and what Daniel Jones does at the line of scrimmage. We can't tell. I can't tell. I maybe you guys know. I can't tell. I don't know where the hell the ball is supposed to go. I'm not in that huddle. C. McCarver, my man from way back. Thank you so much for a $2. Boom! I appreciate you, buddy. Great one for your Niners. Niners going to be solid this year, my man. Niners going to be good. And Trey Lance, kid's got a high ceiling, man. Kid's got a high ceiling. Jimmy Garoppolo could be coming to the Giants. Jimmy G could be here. Jimmy G could be a Giant. I like Trey Lance, man. I think you guys got a winner there. Joshua Rod, thanks so much, man. Brilly. Maddie, you call it how it is. Look, Lamar Jackson fumbled twice in tonight's game, and you still have to scare of him. That's quarterback. It's not Garrett. Oh, you're still scared of him. You still have to be scared of him, is what he's saying. Yeah. Yes. I agree. But again, I'm not going to say it's not partly Jason Garrett's fault, Joshua. Again, I think it's a combination of things with the offense. But I can't put 100% of the blame on the play calling. I just can't. Because remember, everybody loved Pat Shurmur. Pat Shurmur's play calling. Daniel Jones opened up. But guys, go back and look. There was about 5 or 6 games in a row that we lost and we scored 17 or less. The offense could not move the ball. The offense struggled a lot in his rookie season too. Remember, like I said earlier, he threw 24 touchdowns in 12 games. 3 of those games, he threw 13 of those touchdowns, guys, which means the other 9 games, he had 11 touchdowns and 12 picks. The majority of his games were not good. He had 3 great games that skewed his statistics. But when he was a rookie, I looked at those 3 games, or those 4, because he had a really good game against Tampa. Let's not discount that. He did turn it over. He did throw 2 picks, and I think he fumbled. He did turn it over a few times. Let's not discount that. It was a really good game. So he had 4 really good games as a rookie. And you could say, okay, the team's got to get better. We're going to figure it out. We're going to get better. He's a rookie. He'll figure it out. He's going to correct his mistakes. He's going to get better. And I don't know if we saw him get better in 2020. And then we made the excuses. Hey, it's his first year under Garrett's system. It's first year under Joe Judge. They didn't have preseason. The offensive line is bad. He didn't have Saquon Barkley. And now 2021, had a Kenny Galladay. He was out there. He had a Kadarius Toney. He was out there. Sterling Shepard was healthy. He was out there. Darius Slade was healthy. He was out there. Saquon Barkley was healthy. He was out there. Our offensive line was healthy. They played better than any unit on the field. And that was the biggest concern. We scored 7 points when it mattered. It's not, let's discount the last touchdown. Don't count. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's confusing. It's confusing. Maybe it is Garrett. Maybe it's Jones. The only way we're going to know, guys, is if one of them is gone, right? If Jason Garrett leaves, Freddie Kitchens becomes the OC, and Daniel Jones balls out, I can come out and go, hey, you know what? I was wrong about Daniel Jones. It was Jason Garrett the whole time. Or Jason Garrett leaves, Freddie Kitchens calls the plays, Daniel Jones still stinks, and we say, you know what? It wasn't Jason Garrett's fault. It was Daniel Jones's. I guess that's the only way we'll know for sure who's to blame here. I guess that's it. Right? I really wish that didn't happen. I really wish this offense could figure it out, get some damn confidence, score 27 a game. That'd be nice. That would solve everything, wouldn't it? Zuhaib, thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Really, my man. He says, I agree with you. I think the D is going to bring it. We've been so bad over the years. I know, man. Trust me, bro. It sucks. As Giants fans, it sucks. We're frustrated. We're aggravated, man. We're pissed. We were so excited for this season because we're like, hey, we were getting better last year. Joe Judge got the team playing hard. Look at all the offseason additions. And we come out and we lay an egg. We got embarrassed. We got punked, man. Denver punked us. They took our man card. So not only did we lose, we weren't even competitive. If we would have lost a hard-fought game, 21-20 or 24-21, I know moral victories don't mean much, but at least you could walk out of that game going, yeah, we gave them a tough game, and this team's on track. And you get your ass kicked, it's like, holy shit, are we really this bad? We waited all this time and all this hype for that? You know? So he says it's easy to be pessimistic, and that's why it's easy to be pessimistic with the organization for that reason. He says if we actually had a bad season, Mara's philosophy has to change. Listen, the biggest problem, guys, is Mara. Zuhaib nailed it. The biggest problem is John Mara and Tish. That's our biggest problem. Those are the guys to blame. They're the ones that put this entire – they hired Gettleman. They hired Judge. They hired the offensive coordinator. They're the ones to blame. When you have shitty ownership, your team will always suck. If a team sucks for a long period of time, it's on the ownership. Blame the ownership. The biggest part of the problem with the New York Giants is the ownership. It's why the Knicks have sucked for years. It's why I know Washington won the division last year, but they were 7-9. Washington sucks for a year because Snyder's a garbage owner. Ask them. I don't know any Washington fans going to tell you, yeah, I love John Snyder. The Mets, the Wilpons, terrible owners. Ask a Mets fan. When a team struggles for years and years and years and years, that's on the owner because you're going to see changes all over the place. But it consistently remains bad because the owners don't know who the hell to bring in. That's a problem. The Patriots, for years, were awful. And then what did they do? They brought in Parcells. He got him to a Super Bowl. They went from 1-15 to a Super Bowl in 3 years. Brought in Belichick. Look at what they did. Right? They find a way. The Patriots always found a way to be competitive. A lot of that had to do with Tom Brady. But they always found a way to be competitive. They always found the right pieces to fit their system. Good GM, good coach, great GM, great coach. Always competitive. Pittsburgh, man. Look at the Steelers. Every year, Pittsburgh's great. Why? Great coach, Tomlin. Great ownership, the Rooneys. Is there a better owner? Is there better ownership in football than the Rooneys? Dallas. Dallas fans, although Dallas is competitive, they haven't won shit in 26 years. Find me a Cowboy fan that loves Jerry Jones. There's not many of them. There's probably a few to like him. But most dire Cowboys fans say, I'm sick of that guy. He sucks. Al Davis for years of the Raiders was great. Then the game passed him by. And the Raiders struggled for years. Al Davis passed away. God rest his soul. Man is a legend. The Raiders got better. Ownership, bad ownership kills an organization. Giants ownership ain't good. That's the major problem here. Orphanage DeGrom, thank you, brother. Appreciate you, really, really. Coaches actually makes adjustments. Zach throws 40 yards across his body for a Corey Davis touchdown. That one I did see. Zach the Davis TD on a hitch, failed 2-point conversion. That one I did see the highlights of that. I did see that. And again, that was a throw that I look and go, Daniel Jones can't make that throw. Just like I saw Herbert make a throw like that last year. Leon, I don't know who Leon Hess is. Which one is Leon Hess? Jay Kite. I'm not sure who Leon. I know the name, but I don't know who he owns. Benjamin, my man, thank you so much, brother. Appreciate you. Brilly says watching sports perverts NFL rankings, saying the Browns are the third best and the Rams the fourth. Shaking my head. Coming from a tennis streamer, yeah, okay, buddy. Cleveland is not the third best team in the league. Cleveland is not the third best team in the league. Kansas City is number one always, right? I would say, even though I would put Buffalo before Cleveland. I know they lost to Pittsburgh. I would still think Buffalo is better than Cleveland. Cleveland's good, man. Don't get me wrong. Cleveland's good. But I'm not, I don't think Cleveland's the third best team in football. Richard says it's the owners. You remember how Coach Coughlin didn't shake Mara's hand when he left the team. Coach Coughlin knew ownership was going to destroy the legacy. It's a shit. Yes. And again, that was a mistake. Just so when they fired Coughlin, they should have got rid of Jerry Reese. And if they were going to fire Coughlin, if they kept Jerry Reese, they should have kept Tom Coughlin. If you were going to go out and spend $200 million on defense, you should have kept Tom Coughlin there. That's ownership, man. Ownership ruins, bad ownership ruins franchises. Wellington Mara figured it out. The Giants became a lethal organization since I started watching the Giants in 1984. From 1984 to 2011, the Giants were one of the best teams in football for 27 years, man. They were one of the best. They had their ups and downs in the 90s, but they weren't down for too long. They would have a couple down years, they'd be back in the playoffs. They'd have a couple down years, they'd be back in the playoffs. They didn't make the playoffs in 92. They didn't make the playoffs in 91 or 92. They made them in 93. They were 9-7 in 94. They missed. They were not good in 95. They were not good in 96. They made the playoffs in 97. Not good in 98. Not good in 99. Super Bowl in 2000. Not good in 01. Playoffs in 2002. Big time loss to San Francisco. Not good in 03. Not good in 04. 05, 06, playoffs. 07, Super Bowl. 08, best Giants team I ever saw before Burr shot himself. 09, they were 9-7. They started off 5-0. They fell apart. Maybe they finished 8-8 in 2009. 2010, they were 10-6. They had that terrible blow up against the Eagles, and they would have been the second seed in the NFC. Then they won the Super Bowl in 2011. They were 9-7 in 2012. They were good for 3 decades, and now they're bad. It's ownership. What are my thoughts on Winston Jedi? I think that he's in a good situation because Sean Payton is a very good coach. Sean Payton is a very good he made Kerry Collins really good for the Giants. So I think Jameis Winston having Sean Payton. Listen, Jameis turns over, but Jameis doesn't care. Jameis can put up points. Jameis ain't worried about turning it over. Jameis isn't worried about it. He has a propensity to turn it over, but he also can put up points because he's not scared. He don't play scared. I think Sean Payton's going to be really good for Jameis Winston. I really do. He's better than Taysom Hill. I mean, I know Saints fans like Taysom Hill, but I would much rather have Jameis Winston than Taysom Hill. I would like Taysom Hill to come. I don't even know if he's still on the scene. He's still there, right? But they do have Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill's nice to use for gadget plays and stuff. Jameis Winston's a starting quarterback. Taysom Hill's not. L.A. Lou, thank you so much. Brilly, how is your confidence of Jones when he throws passes greater than 15 yards? Does not make you apprehensive, or do you wish you did it more often? No, I think Daniel Jones throws a great deep ball. LA Lou. We saw it. We saw it yesterday. The pass to Slayton down the sideline was perfect. The touchdown pass to Sterling Shepard was really good. I wish he did it more often. Giants fans wish he did it more often. I'm never apprehensive when he throws it deep. As a matter of fact, I am more apprehensive when Daniel Jones throws it closer to the line of scrimmage or 5 yards, before the sticks. Like any pass that's less than 10 yards, I'm apprehensive the ball's going to get tipped up in the air and picked off, or there's tight coverage. I hate those passes. It's strange. Normally it's the complete opposite. But when Daniel Jones throws it deep, I never feel like anything bad is going to happen. But when he throws the damn thing 5 yards from the line of scrimmage, I always feel like something bad is going to happen. Always. So I'm extremely confident when he throws the ball deeper than when he throws it short. It's really weird, but that's the way I feel. Jordan P., thank you so much, brother. Brilly. You seen your OU boy Kyler smash it? I did. Kyler's my guy, man. I love Kyler Murray. I wish the Giants would have drafted him. I said that all 2019. I said the Giants should have traded up for Kyler Murray. Not that Cardinals were going to give it up. But I love Kyler. That's just my dog. The kid can play. The kid's special, man. The kid's special. I don't care what his size is. Russell Wilson ain't really big either, right? How big is Russell Wilson? 5'10"? Russell Wilson's not a big guy. Russell Wilson, one of the best to ever do it. You don't need to be 6'5", 230 pounds to be a franchise quarterback, especially not this day and age. Anybody that ever watched Kyler Murray throw on the run with the hip torque? And did you see the touchdown pass that he threw? Was it like off his back foot, 50-yard dime? Kyler's special. Kyler is elite, man. I love Kyler Murray's my guy. Do I hate the Eagles or Cowboys more? I definitely hate the Eagles more than the Cowboys. Not by much, but definitely the Eagles. Drew Brees. Yep, Drew Brees. He was shorter. It's a different day and age, but Fran Tarkenton was a shorter quarterback. He's in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, Kyler's amazing, Wyland. Kyler can play, man. Dario, it's all good, man. We don't play the Eagles till the end of November. I'm hoping about that. I'll tell you what. When I made the bet with Philly 500, I was confident we were whooping their ass. Confident. I was confident. That's why I made that bet. I was confident he was wearing Giants blue. Now, it's only been week one, but God almighty, with the way we played against Denver, now I'm a little scared. I don't want to wear that damn Eagles jersey. I don't want to wear that booger green ass, ugly ass freaking jersey for the Giants Eagles game the second time play. I don't want to wear that thing. I don't want that. Flutie, right? But Flutie was okay. Flutie wasn't great. Kyler's going to be great. Russell Wilson's great. Drew Brees is great. Yeah, Jacob, he was. Fran was the man. Fran held all the passing records for a long time. Fran held, I think, till Marino broke them. Fran held those records for a few years. Fran could play. Fran the scrambling man. Played in 3 Super Bowls. They didn't win any of them. But the guy won 3 NFC titles. He just ran it. The Vikings ran into dynasties. That's what happened to the Vikings. They ran into the Dolphins dynasty in 1973. They ran into the Steelers dynasty in 1974. And then they played the 76 Raiders, which are one of the best teams in the history of football. So it's not for lack of the Vikings being and in 75, it might have been the best team. And they got screwed because Drew Pearson pushed off of, I think it was either Nate or Jeff Wright. I don't remember. But it was a complete offensive pass interference. It's where the term Hail Mary came from, because Roger Staubach just had to throw it up. It was blatant offensive pass interference, not called. And the Cowboys ended up in the Super Bowl and lost to the Steelers. And then somebody from somewhere in the crowd threw a bottle at the official and hit him in the head. That's a pretty good throw. But 75 Vikings team was good. So Fran was really good. The Vikings were really good in the 70s. And Fran had a lot to do with that. Yeah, D-Hop is the best receiver in the game. I agree with that. Yeah, Slink, I don't know if he was overhyped. If you watched Kyler Murray like I did in college, that guy was not overhyped. That guy was, I'm telling you, man, he was special. I knew he was special. I knew he was going to be amazing. I said that right from day one. That kid is going to be amazing. Calvin, brother, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you. Really, there's a Cardinal fan right there. He had to be happy with Kyler Murray's performance. And I'll tell you what, it took balls. It took balls for them to take Kyler Murray. Remember, they traded draft picks to move up to get Josh Rosen. And the very next year, they tossed it all away and said, nope, we want Kyler. And that is why Giants fans are sitting there going, why the hell did we draft Justin Herbert? That is why Giants fans are like that, because of what the Cardinals did. If the Cardinals never made that move, Giants fans probably aren't talking about why didn't we draft Justin Herbert the year after we drafted Daniel Jones. Because the Cardinals did it and it worked. Giants fans are like, why the hell did we do it? Took a lot of balls to do that, especially with the same GM to go, you know what, for their GM to go, I screwed up. I got to get Kyler. I got to get the best quarterback to risk. And look at him now. Took balls, and it worked. He says, as an outsider, I understand placing blame on a player or coach, but it's only 1 week of the 17-game season. What do your Giants need to clean up over the next 2 or 3 weeks in order to change the fan sentiment? Calvin, as I said earlier in the stream, it's week 1 of the 2021 season, but the pattern, this has been a pattern for years of the New York Giants offense. A pattern. A team that can move the ball okay between the 20s. A team that goes 3 and out way too often. And a team that has no idea how to get the ball in the end zone when they're inside the 20. It's not just week 1. It's game 27 of Daniel Jones's career. And at least from my perspective, I have not seen a bit of improvement from him, and I haven't seen a bit of improvement from the offense. If the Giants are going to clean it up over the next 2 or 3 weeks, that offense has to find confidence, it has to find consistency, and it has to find a way to finish drives with 7 points, not 3 and not 0. If the Giants are going to win, that's what has to happen. Their defense, Calvin, in my opinion, a little too high in themselves, a little too high in the hog, overlooked Denver, overconfident, punched in the mouth, got embarrassed. Defense is going to come out with a vengeance against Washington. I totally believe in the defense. But if we're going to be a good team, man, it starts with the offense. If we're going to be a really good team, I shouldn't say it starts with the offense. That offense needs to carry its weight. It doesn't need to be great. It just needs to carry its weight. Joey D. Jersey, thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Really, really. Do you think Jones would have the same success as Bridgewater had under Shermer's offense in this game? I can't say that I do. And the reason I say this, Joey, is this. I mentioned this earlier. Daniel Jones threw a lot of touchdowns in Pat Shermer's offense. But again, Daniel Jones played 12 games in his rookie season, 24 touchdowns. 13 of those touchdowns were in 3 games. So in the other 9 games, he threw 11 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. He had 4 very good games his rookie season. Against Tampa, against Detroit, against the Jets, and against Washington. The other 8 games were not good. He turned the ball over a ton, and he had even more turnover-worthy plays. So while he threw more touchdowns in Shermer's offense, he also made more mistakes. He would not have had the same success as Bridgewater, in my opinion. I think Bridgewater played very well. Bridgewater played a lot better than I thought he was capable of, and he certainly made some really good plays that you just got to tip your cap and go, damn, that was a nice play by Bridgewater. The ability to get away from sacks and make some of the throws he did, you got to tip your cap. I don't think Daniel Jones could have done that. So I won't say that he would have done as good as Bridgewater. He might have done better in Shermer's scheme than he did with Garrett's. He couldn't have done worse. So I think he would have played better in Shermer's system, but I don't think that he would have done as good as Bridgewater. L.A. Lou, thank you so much. Really, really, brother. Appreciate you. Did you see any of the Rams game? Did not. Was watching the Yankees get beat by the Mets. He says, your thoughts, because I know you never had confidence in Goff towards the end. I lost myself. Yeah, I never liked Jared Goff. I do know you guys killed the Bears. Thank you. The Giants fans, thank you for that. I saw it was 34-14. I love Matt Stafford. Stafford's going to be really good for you guys. You guys are going to be a damn good team. I saw the score was 34-14. Did not watch the game. I just know that your offense was really good with Goff the first year that McVay took over. So you knew that they had that in them. And I think Matt Stafford is one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the league. And with a really good team around him, which he's never had in Detroit, this guy balled out in Detroit with some of the worst teams around him. You guys are going to be good because I think all you were missing was a quarterback. I think you got him now. Playing a really tough division, but the Rams are going to the playoffs, in my opinion. If they stay healthy, they're a playoff team. Dario, thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Really, really might be time for you guys to draft the quarterback next year. I know it's early, but so far nothing has changed. P.S. You look good. Yeah, I know. Eagle fans always say you look good in midnight green. Nah, I can't do that, Dario. I appreciate you, buddy, but hell no. Hell no. I know. Hell no, man. Yeah, I mean, it might be time. You guys did it, right? You signed Carson Wentz to a big contract. You drafted Jalen Hurts in the second round. You were able to get rid of that Carson Wentz contract, which I think was big for your franchise. Jalen Hurts, I mean, he looked good yesterday. We got to give him that. I don't know if he's going to be great. I don't know if he's even going to be good. I'm not willing to give him that yet, but he definitely looked good against a bad team yesterday. He did what he was supposed to do yesterday. People could say, they played the Falcons, they suck, and that's true. But he could have played like shit against a shitty team too, and he didn't. And the Eagles could have played like shit, and they didn't. They won convincingly. They're the only team in our division that won. But it's not too early. I think after year 3, when you go out and you spend money on all the offense that they did, Galladay, you spent a first-round pick on Kadarius Toney, you paid Kyle Rudolph $6 million a year. Yeah, if Daniel Jones struggles, I don't think it's early. I think after 3 years, you know what you have at a quarterback. So it is possible that we do. I hope we don't, but hopefully we get it together. You know, Dasher 6, a lot of people say that. A lot of people say that we should have taken Fields. And I'll be honest, I am not an Ohio State quarterback guy. I don't like Ohio State quarterbacks. I have said if there's one that's going to succeed, I think Justin Fields could be the guy. I don't like quarterbacks from that school. I didn't like Terrell Pryor. I didn't like Cardale Jones. You all know I did not like Dwayne Haskins. Although draft night, I was like, I'd take Dwayne Haskins over Daniel Jones. That I said. And then I watch a film and I go, well, Daniel Jones is better than Dwayne Haskins. I did know that, but still, watching him, I didn't want Daniel Jones at all. I just didn't. But I never thought Dwayne Haskins would be as bad as he. I thought that he would struggle. I didn't think he'd already be a backup and that he would have been out awful wide. I didn't think he was going to be that bad. I just don't like Ohio State quarterbacks for the simple fact that they play a spread offense most of the time, which is not an NFL offense. And then, my God, by far they're the best team in the Big Ten, although it's gotten more competitive now. Minnesota's good. Penn State's always tough. But Wisconsin. But I always felt like Ohio State was head and shoulders better than everybody else. No, Rattler doesn't. No, Rattler's nothing like Kyler. No, Rattler's not mobile like Kyler. Rattler's not the athlete Kyler is. No. I don't know who's saying he's better than Kyler. No. Like I said, Jordan, to me, Rattler is his arm talent is closer to Kyler than it is Baker. He's kind of a mixture of Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray. He's a little bit of a mixture. I don't think he's as good as either one of those guys. I think he's got the potential to be very good. I think he's got a great arm. I think he's got a great skill set. He needs to work on some things. He's got some flaws. They can be coached. He's not better than Kyler Murray. I don't know who's saying he's better than Kyler Murray. He ain't close to Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray is special. He's just Kyler Murray is an elite quarterback, man. Kyler Murray is going to be a superstar in this league for a long, long time. He's very good. Spencer Rattler is not Kyler Murray. Not Kyler. NYB, I know I don't want to do it again either, buddy. I don't want to tear it down. and start over. All right, DeGrom, have a great night. I do have work tomorrow. I know, man. I got to get out of here. I just love talking football with you guys. I mean, that's the thing. I've been trying to get out of here, but I just love talking football. I love talking Giants. And like I said, it's a therapy session, man. It's helping me cope with the fact that we are just god awful. No, Jose, I'm not saying he's elite right now. He will be. He will be. He will be elite. I mean, can you name me 5 quarterbacks better than Kyler Murray right now? You want to say Brady? You want to say Rodgers? Okay. Is Russell Wilson better than Kyler Murray at this point? Because to me, elite quarterback is top 5 in the league. Are there 5 quarterbacks better than Kyler Murray? I don't know. LA Lou, thanks so much. Appreciate you, Brilly. Curiosity, you think Rosen could be good with the Giants if given a chance? I hope Rosen gets a chance somewhere else. Now, I've been a guy that said I thought the Giants should bring in Rosen just to look at him. There's a reason that he went top 10 in the draft. There's a reason that he was projected maybe to go number 1 in the draft. There must have been something there. Now, his attitude to me would not have been good in New York. I think his attitude sucked coming out of the draft. But when you get humbled, maybe your attitude's different. But I also look at it and say, how come nobody else is giving Rosen a chance to start? So I can't say I think he would be good here. There must be a reason nobody's giving him a chance to be a starting quarterback. There's got to be a reason why he can't win a starting quarterback job someplace. Because he's young. He's got arm talent. He doesn't cost anything. You would think some team would say, let's give him a chance. We can fix him. We can make Rosen into the guy that we thought he was coming out of the draft. There's got to be something there that we don't know. There's got to be something that he's doing wrong. There's got to be something that's just they feel like, nope, he's flawed, and then there's no fixing him. So I don't think that he'd be good here. I don't think he would be starting here. He can't be as good as Daniel Jones. There's a reason there's a reason he's failing everywhere he's going. I don't know if he can't figure out the playbook. I don't know if he can't read defenses. I don't know what it is. There's something missing with Josh Rosen. So I don't think he'd be good here. Maybe Jimmy G. There's talk about Jimmy Garoppolo being a stopgap guy. I've heard that rumors. Maybe. Sonny, thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Really tired of talking, so much talking with the G-men, from owners to head coach of players. Shut up and just do it on the field. Culture is winning, not running laps. Bingo, sir. Bingo. Agreed. I agree. And you know what? Like I said earlier, Sonny, and I know you've been here for a while, so I don't know if you heard me. My biggest issue with Joe Judge is I feel like Joe Judge is a little too egotistical and doesn't seem to admit fault on himself. And somebody else mentioned it before in one of my other streams. You should not make your coaches run laps. That's like a drill sergeant making his other drill sergeants run laps or do push-ups. You can't do that. And when you have a certain coaching style and it is not working, and having these guys run laps is not making your team better, and it's not making them perform better on the field, and they continue to make the same mistakes, and you have to change what you're doing. If these players still can't execute, you have to find a different tactic to get them to execute. You can't keep doing the same thing. Jeffrey Abbey says it all the time. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. So if your coaching style isn't working and you're not getting the best out of your players with being a hard ass, and it didn't work with Coughlin. Remember, Sonny, Tom Coughlin was this hard ass for the first few years he was here. Yes, we made the playoffs. He lost the first game both times. And then he loosened up a little bit. They won a Super Bowl. And then they won another Super Bowl. So Coughlin realized, hey, this really isn't working. Me being a real hard ass and really grilling these guys and punishing them and all this stuff. as much as he was a disciplinarian and as much as he wanted things to be right, like Joe Judge, he realized, I'm not getting the best out of my players coaching like this. I have to change, which is why Tom Coughlin's a Hall of Fame coach. I have to change. And he did. And he took a good team and made it a Super Bowl. He made it a championship team. Joe Judge has to figure that out. Now, maybe this team, like I said, maybe game one was an aberration. Maybe this team is really good and they just really had a bad day. It happens. It's possible. Maybe they turn it around. Maybe they win 4 in a row, and maybe we totally forget the Denver game, which I would love. But if the Giants continue to struggle, Sonny, and they are 1-3, and they are playing the same, and they are making the same mistakes, and they are not executing, and they're making the same penalties, and they can't score touchdowns, and Jones turns it over, the defense continues to give up third downs, and they can't tackle. He has to look himself in the mirror. Joe Judge has to look himself in the mirror and say, you know what? I have to take accountability for the team not performing. The best head coaches do that. He doesn't have to do it to the media. It'd be nice if he came out and go, I got to do a better job. But I don't need him to come out to the media and go, that's my fault. I need him, and I don't know if he does, because, again, I'm not on the field, I'm not in the locker room, I'm not on the practice field, but I need Joe Judge to tell the players, you know what, it's my fault too. We're in this together. Maybe he does. Maybe Joe Judge does say, hey, we're in this together. It's my fault. But the vibe I get from Joe Judge listening to him talk is not a guy that says it's my fault too. I'm going to run my laps. That's why I told his ass in my postgame video, you run laps, Joe. You screwed up with the challenge flag. You preach fundamentals. You preach no mistakes, and you screwed up. I don't give a shit what your excuse is. Bullshit. Bullshit. Don't buy it. Don't buy it, Joe. I don't buy. I threw the flag. I know the rules. I just wanted to let the officials know what was going on. What was going on is they were whooping your ass. It was a good old-fashioned ass whooping. That's what was going on. You didn't need to tell the officials what was going on. They were on the field. They saw it. They saw you getting your ass beat. They saw Denver eating your lunch. They saw it. What are you telling the officials at that point? What is going on that you need to throw a challenge flag when you're not supposed to tell the official to make a point? What point are you making? I don't buy that shit. He messed up. Just admit it. I don't buy that for a second. I mean, if people want to buy that, I got a bridge I can sell you too. Behind the Fiends, thanks so much, man. Really, really appreciate you. Do you think we should have pursued Minshew when Jacksonville was looking for a trade? I mentioned this earlier. If we would have done that, Dave Gettleman would have had to admit that he screwed up with Daniel Jones. And that's the other problem. Dave Gettleman is another guy that just can't admit, I screwed up. Wrong pick. Wrong pick. Wrong guy. If Dave Gettleman had the balls that Dave Gettleman got some balls. He traded Odell Beckham. There is balls there. But if Dave Gettleman had the balls to do what the Cardinals GM did, where they traded a 3rd-round pick and a 7th-round pick to move up 5 spots to get Josh Rosen, it didn't work. They had the first pick of the draft, and they said, screw it, scratch it. I screwed up. Rosen wasn't the guy. Going right back out, getting Kyler Murray. If Dave Gettleman had the balls and the cojones to go, I watched Daniel Jones for 2 years. I don't have complete faith in Daniel Jones. I got to look at myself in the mirror and go, this kid's really inconsistent. Maybe he is good, but just in case he's not, let me go out and get Gardner Minshew, because Gardner Minshew plays pretty well in Jacksonville, which is a really bad team. He would have had to admit, you know what, I don't believe it. Him going out and getting Minshew is an admission of, I might have made the wrong pick. And Dave don't have that in him. It's one thing to trade Odell Beckham. That wasn't his draft pick. It was Jerry Reese's. While it took balls to move your best player, it's not his pick. So it's not really he's admitting he's wrong. He's saying Jerry Reese made a mistake with that pick. I don't need him. That wasn't my pick. Jerry Reese screwed that up. Get him and have to come out and go, I screwed up. I don't know. Maybe he is. Maybe he's not. But just in case he's not, just in case I did make a mistake, I'm going to go out and get Minshew. That's another problem. To me, the biggest problem with the Giants, with some of the front office guys, is they can't admit they're wrong. They can't admit mistakes. A lot of people can't in life. A lot of people just don't want to admit their mistakes. They don't want to admit they're wrong. They don't want to go, hey, I was wrong. It's like an ego thing. Oh, it's somehow it hurts your ego. You're freaking human. Every damn person is wrong multiple times. That's the whole saying. To err is to be human, or to be human is to err. Everybody's wrong. Everybody makes mistakes. There is nobody perfect. So why people make excuses and why people just can't admit they were wrong, I'll never understand it. I am the first guy to come on here and go, I was wrong about that. Who gives a shit? Like people saying, you're wrong, man. I don't know what kind of satisfaction they get out of telling me I'm wrong. That always means, oh, you were wrong about that. That's a terrible take. Okay, yeah, it was a terrible take. What, you can do better? No, you can't. Because if you could, you would be on here doing what I do. You would put your face on here and do what I do. You would own it if you were wrong. If you're that good at it, you would do it. You would never make a mistake. You would never need to worry about it. So why don't you do it? It's easy to sit back and go, oh, well, shit. I'm going to go back to a video you made 2 years ago and tell you this was really bad. This aged poorly. Well, yeah, I mean, my God. I mean, come on, man. Everybody screws up. Everybody makes mistakes. Just admit you're wrong. Dave Gettleman was wrong on some of his picks. Absolutely. Joe Judge is wrong on some of the things he does. Absolutely. Everybody's wrong. Just admit it. You'll be a better person for it. You want to be, I mean, to me, that speaks volumes about insecurity. It is not everybody's wrong. Everybody. So me being wrong, I don't give a shit. I'll be wrong again. I'll be wrong about Daniel Jones. He might turn around and be great. And I go, well, shit. I don't know. I screwed up. I was wrong about Dak Prescott. I was wrong about Josh Allen. I was right about Kyler Murray. I was right about Dwayne Haskins. Guess what? You win some, you lose some. That's life. I make mistakes at work. I make mistakes at home. I make mistakes at the gym. I make mistakes all the time because I'm a human being. Whoopity-doo, as Uncle Lou would say. So let me get out of here. It is 1 o'clock in the morning. So I got to get out of here. I'm going to get 5 hours of sleep as always. I want to say thank you guys and girls so much for tuning into the therapy session. Thank you for listening to me rant. Thank you guys for your incredible generosity tonight, man. I really appreciate all the super chats. You guys and girls are amazing. I will have a couple of videos. I am going to do another hype and hate video. Like I said, if the Giants are 2-9, I'm not going to be doing hype and hate videos. It's ridiculous. 0-1 playing Washington. The first few weeks I can do hype and hate videos. If we're a really bad team, obviously I can't. But I can definitely do it till week 5. If we're 0-5 after week 5, we're probably going to stop. But I can probably get to week 5. But I will have one of those. That'll be Wednesday. I don't know what my video is going to be tomorrow. I'll figure. I might do a video tomorrow. I might not. If I do, it won't be at lunch. I got to run to the bank. I'm not going to have time to do a video. I might do it like when I get home from work. I do want to talk about Washington a little bit, but I will do a hype 8 on Wednesday. Obviously, we'll be streaming the game on this channel on Thursday. And then I'll have a post game, and then Talking Giants will be on this channel on Friday. So that's pretty much the schedule this week. And again, I really appreciate you guys and girls being here. You guys are the best. Thank you for really blowing up my last 2 videos, especially that post game video. Thank you for all the comments, all the thumbs up. Like I said, I appreciate the super chats so much. You guys don't have to do that. I really appreciate it, but you don't have to super chat to help my channel. This is why I always say hit the thumbs up. Like the videos, watch the videos. I don't care if you don't even, I don't even care if you watch. Play the video, take a shit, take a shower. Just play the video. I don't care if you're listening to a damn word I say. Just play the whole video. That helps. Hit the thumbs up button. That helps. That is the best way to help any content creator. Thumbs up, comment, watch the whole thing, or just play the whole thing. Like I said, I don't care what you go do your laundry, go take a dump, go walk the dog, whatever. But if you watch the whole video, you get the watch time up, the thumbs ups, the comments, YouTube pushes it up. That is really how the content creator succeeds. So right, take a shit. I mean, hey, listen, I'll be honest. I'll be taking a dump sometimes and listening to somebody and doing a video. What else am I going to do? Back in the day when you were young, you'd read the paper on the toilet. Well, nowadays we have YouTube, so you can go sit on the bowl and drop a deuce and watch a video. That's what's great about That's what's great about technology, right? My kid does it. My kid's in a toilet. Let's not talk about the poop here, but little bad dog be taking a dump. He's washing his tablet. That's just replaced the paper. That's what happens. Anyway, we're going to end it on that note. We're going to end it on a note of shit because the Giants played like shit yesterday, and I feel like that's apropos that we end this stream talking about shit because that's what the Giants did yesterday. Denver took a giant shit on the Giants, and we took a giant shit on ourselves. Let's clean it up, wipe our ass, and then wipe our ass with the Washington football team. That's what we got to do. You guys and girls have a great night. I'll see you next time. I'll definitely see you on Thursday. Like I said, you want to help me out, watch the videos, hit the thumbs up. Appreciate the living hell out of you guys and girls. You're the best channel on YouTube. You're the best subscribers and supporters a guy could ask for. You're way too good to me, and words can never express how much I love you guys and girls and how much you mean to me. So thank you for being awesome, and I'll see you next time.